Hey, everybody, and welcome
Howdy,
to
howdy.
a true Halloween stream.
Oh, it is it a Halloween stream? I
I
mean,
mean, it might be. It
I mean,
might
I, I
be.
have no idea if this is supposed to be like sort of like spooky
Well,
thing.
with the name The Dark Unicorn, what do you
Ugh,
expect?
that's sounds pretty intimidating, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna be playing a game called PRYZM Chapter One: The Dark Unicorn. It
There is
is
no chapter two.
There was no Chapter Two, and the thing is I bet you there's nobody that didn't see that coming. The all throughout development, I can't imagine anybody's like, "Oh man, we're gonna definitely be doing a chapter two." Uh, this is a game that somebody donated money for last year randomly. I think it might have been during our 100,000 subscriber like random stream that we did. Someone was saying,
Oh,
"Oh,
really?
because I remember I got this. I found it was like $3 or something like that. It was $7.99, but it was $7.99 and it was half off. So it was $4 plus tax. And the person who requested it like randomly shows up saying like, when are you gonna play PRYZM? You said you play PRYZM because he bought it. So I'm just getting it over with. Finally.
Hey, there's I have a soft spot for middling PS2 games for sure.
Yeah, well, it remains to be seen if this even reaches that point. I have no idea what to expect with this. It doesn't look.
Randomly, is that a new table behind you? It looks like I'm just impressed by how relatively little stuff is on that table.
Oh no, it's just my normal
Just
table that's been there. It's just
it's just it's not it's not overly cluttered. It's nice.
yeah.
I
It just
mean,
has like my monitor for the like the baby monitor, the house monitor,
mm-hmm.
my mixer,
Yeah,
and like a
yeah.
little.
I mean, I find that whenever I make a flat surface available in my house, stuff just ends up on top of it.
Yeah, well, I've really been trying to streamline a lot of stuff in my workspace lately. Uh, Rearrange stuff so that I don't feel overwhelmed and just I don't know. I feel as though I've been doing a good job. Am I quiet? I can turn myself up. I'll turn myself up a little bit. This it's still look a bit low. Let me know if this is any better. I'm still there we go. Oh, that's a little bit too much gain there. Hang on. I need to fix that up. Much better. Is this better now, or do I still need to go like a little bit more? I mean, I turned up that gain a little bit so I can.
Way better.
It's way better. Okay, just as long as I'm not blown out or anything like that. So what do you say we get this show on the road?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of game this is. Like, I'm guessing it's in the somewhere in the range of like a platforming action game. It's like pretty. You were telling me before the stream like the FMV quality is pretty good. That
Well,
is pretty good.
yeah, I mean it's good for early 2000s.
It's like it's better looking than the box art.
Yes, it is. She's turning into a zombie fairy.
Oh no. Well, that is kind of Halloween themed.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh, does it have a behind the scenes and
They have some movie
extras?
gallery. Let's see if there's any. Let's see what the names are. Oh. Apparently, this is based on a comic book.
Oh, really? Well, maybe
DC
there's a
comic.
chapter 2 in the comic.
I don't know.
That was interesting. There was like a resolution hitch there.
Well, I mean, those are all over the place on PS2 games, I feel like.
Really? I
We're
feel
skipping
like
that.
you don't run across it that much on PS2.
Hopefully it's... Here we go.
Oh, we've got graphics Gramp in the chat saying this is actually kind of a neat game I got for $1 at a pawn shop. So
Well,
here's a vote of confidence.
yeah. All right. Channel 1, it'd be funny, a series of live sessions of the same game. Yeah, well, not this time. Unless it's, what if it's a real hidden gem?
I mean, you know, we're about to find out. You have not touched the gameplay yet, right?
Correct.
And with this day, hope springs anew in all people.
Whew.
As you bear the wings and markings of those who will restore the
Wow,
land.
look at that talking unicorn.
Hope
I-
does not spring so merrily from the
I can't hear him
trolls.
though.
I know.
This
I'm
plague
sorry.
was brought on eons ago by the unicorns.
There's no
There's a whole
subtitle
group
option.
of them.
Your own out to wreak more
It's
havoc.
PRYZM, probably.
Unicorns were
That's
never
probably
responsible
PRYZM.
for the plague.
You were too young to know the
I
truth.
don't know who PRYZM
Place
is.
too much trust in your foolish fairy tales.
This is some great
One
animation
man's
though.
foolishness is another
Graphics
man's
Girl saying, I wouldn't go that far. It's neat. Not a gem. I assure you this is no hidden gem.
I might be of some assistance. And where two tread, the truth walks with them. Good Master Carrick.
The hidden gem is right on top of the dwarf staff right there.
But before you set out, oh, I
Oh, we got a 1999 from Sean Quinn. Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, Luigi's Mansion fans, are you looking forward to Luigi's Mansion 3 this week? I have a weak spot for any game that's Mario or Zelda related. I do like Luigi's Mansion. I enjoyed both of the Luigi's Mansion games so far. I got, you know, the GameCube one on launch day, and you know, even though it was sad to break the tradition of a Super Mario game at launch, it was still a very enjoyable game that I got a lot out of, and I am looking forward to Luigi's Mansion 3 on Halloween. I don't think I'm going to have time to play it on Halloween, because we're going to do a backloggery stream on Halloween for Man of Medan.
Mhm. Is that a standalone game, or is it?
It is
like
a standalone
chapter?
game. It's like a standalone small game, but like they're making an anthology.
Oh, run through
So
the
it's
magic
like-
magic rings using the left analog stick. To
Oh no, this is
it feels like
God,
shit like
it's not
this.
Superman.
I know.
It's Superman. Oh, and your unicorn has wings, so you can probably fly too.
There's what does he say? No, there's no hold L2 while moving. Charge into the spheres. That is only effective at the beginning of this charge. You can jump.
I mean, the gameplay looks like the
It's-
frame rate at least looks smooth.
Yeah. Oh, the attack is only effective.
Oh, you're trying to break them, I guess.
Yeah. Hold L2 button while moving to charge the spheres. Oh, while moving. There we go.
Yeah, sometimes I get this game confused with the Skittles game.
What?
Darkened Sky.
What? This is
Wait,
it?
Wait, you didn't know about this? There's a Skittles game.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's GameCube exclusive. Darkened Sky, and it's SKYE, by the way. It's for Windows and GameCube. But it's like this fantasy epic that just so happens. Let's see, the Wikipedia page says the game was also packaged with Outlaw Golf. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Its title character is a young woman named Sky who lives in a fantasy realm searching for her mother. She does not use firearms, but can perform magic using Skittles candies, as well as use her staff as a melee weapon, though it also becomes an energy weapon when used in conjunction with the Skittles.
Press it again, then do a hover defense. There's another donation there.
Not so hasty, my good Master Kara. We have yet to see how your skills fare.
I'm guessing, Brazilian reals, I think is how you say that. Thank you very much. It's, it is in Portuguese, so I will read it with very butchered Portuguese, and then I will translate it.
All right.
Very good.
Manda oi para os faz aqui do Brazil. From Raphael. Let me go to our good old friend Google Translate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Use your staff to fight. Indeed. But now a word of caution. The two of you will need to focus your energies on one target at a time.
Say hi to the fans here from Brazil. Well, hello.
Hello
Thank
to
you.
everybody in Brazil.
Excellent.
PRYZM,
Thank you so much.
channel for magic is through your horn, while mine is through my staff. Yes, indeed, it is.
Would you be so kind as to demonstrate it for us by dispelling our magic spells?
All right.
Oh.
Aaron Walsh gave $2 for at least trying to read that in Portuguese.
Well, thank you. Thanks.
Very, very nice.
Very, very nice.
Your magic can reach far
Press
beyond
hold
the
triangle.
bounds of Ankara.
Cast present magic. There's a
That-
lot.
That's
there's a
kind
lot-
of a cool particle effect, really.
Control it by dispelling these plagues.
That wand ability.
Admirable.
Admirable.
Indulge us one last
Try
time
all
by
the
dispelling these plague
to complete your
spells in any
training.
fashion you see fit.
So I'm wondering if this whole game is on Unicorn back.
It could be.
That would be unique, I feel.
Very impressive.
Well, I do believe you two are ready.
Your quest awaits, but one last thing.
There's no camera
Always bear
button.
in mind that the only way to restore the lands in their
Oh, you can
is
back
to
up.
find all the plague flowers and restore them to their healthy state. Before you can restore a plague flower, you must heal all the creatures that are attached to it. Farewell, my friends.
He says very good Portuguese. Thank you. I kind of tried. I don't know very much about Portuguese pronunciation.
We're going to the Troll Mountains.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is the real deal now. Nope. Sorry about that.
The battle of the 3D platformers, Vex versus Haven versus Torx. I remember Vex, but I don't remember Haven or Torx.
I just remember Haven.
Vex is like he's like
Oh,
got this,
Vex
like,
is the
mask. He looks like Wolverine or something.
That's right. I don't know who Torx is. That's a. I mean, there's a lot of them. There's I mean, there's a ton of them at the
There's
time.
like what was there? There's like there's a whole bunch in that like early 2000s era. When
Just a second.
when people still developers still hadn't sunk in yet that mascot platformers and action games were kind of a dying breed.
Well, they weren't at the time. At that
They
time.
were at the time.
Or you think like in the PS2 era?
Well, yeah, they were starting to die. I would say. But on PlayStation, there were a lot of successful new things that did come out of that era, though, to be sure, like Sly and Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank. I mean, Ratchet and Clank's a little different. I classify that as more of an action game, but I mean, but there was a lot of I don't know. I feel like there were also a lot of new things that just couldn't garner any attention. There was like, Tasmanian Tiger, and Attack and the Power of Juju. Like, I've never played any of those. I mean, they might be
There's a lot of them.
Wasn't there recently like some crowdfunding or something for like a HD version of Tasmanian Tiger? I think there was.
I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Did I die? Yeah, I died.
I should give some of those games a chance. I really never have. I've never tried Billy Hatcher. Have you?
There was a demo out for it right before it came out, and that's the only one that I've really played. And it's a little bit more expensive these days too.
Oh yeah, it's only on GameCube, right?
Yeah.
I remember it not getting amazing reviews, and I never checked it out because of that. But that's probably why I don't really read reviews anymore, because it's like, I think there are a lot of fans of that game, and it seems like it's a genre I like, so I should give that game a try.
I don't really know what I was supposed to be doing here. It just kind of threw me into it.
Blinks the Time Sweeper. I've got I've got a little bit of a story about Blinks the Time Sweeper, I guess. When some friends and I were at a local store, a friend told me, he said, I guarantee one day you will own Blinks the Time Sweeper. I'm like, no. I'm like, never. And he's like, oh, you will. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll tell you what. So I'll tell you what. If at the time, I had been like dancing with like 99 unfinished games on my backlog for a long time. And I was like so determined to not hit 100 unfinished games. And since then, that has fallen to the wayside. But at the time, I was trying so hard to stay under 100 unfinished games. And I said, well, if I can get to 88 unfinished games, then I will buy Blinks the Time Sweeper. The logic being that would get me below the 90 threshold. And if I got to 88, then I could buy Blinks the Time Sweeper without going back over 90. So that was like my goal to like get back down below 90 unfinished games. And obviously that never happened. But I still in some way feel like beholden to my promise that I would buy Blinks the Time Sweeper when I hit 88 unfinished games. But the thing is, I kind of want to buy Blinks the Time Sweeper. But getting to 88 unfinished games at this point is not something that's going to happen anytime remotely soon.
Okay, I don't know how to kill these things yet. Whoa.
So you go into a different level? Did you not finish that one?
I didn't understand it. I was hoping it'd tell me what I'm supposed to even be doing here.
Are you just supposed to defeat enemies?
Why? Maybe? I don't quite understand what I'm even supposed to be doing.
The aesthetic of this game, just like the design and like the model quality and stuff, like kind of makes me think of like Morrowind.
I don't understand how I kill anything.
Any hot tips in the chat? There is a Blink sequel. It's called Blink's Masters of Time and Space. I have not tried Ape Escape 2 yet. But that will definitely be a priority for me. I'd like to play that next year. There's a lot of those like PlayStation sequels I'm looking forward to getting to. You know, I've played Spyro 1 and Crash 1. Ape Escape 1. So I need to get around to the sequels. I also need to do like Sly Cooper finally.
I don't understand. What am I supposed to do?
How do you think my back's feeling?
Like, does nothing just die?
Yeah, I'm confused. Maybe I just went to a way harder level than I was supposed to also. Will you just like look it up for a second?
Yeah. I don't think Maximo is officially sequels to Ghosts and Goblins, but it's like spiritual successor for sure.
I think it takes place in the same world.
It might.
I'm pretty sure that it does.
There is one fact. PRYZM Chapter One, The Dark Unicorn, has a variety of challenges that require strategy. Knowing what you're up against is only half the battle. The second half is being able to emerge victorious while surrounded by hostile creatures. Parts 2 and 3 of this guide provide general, non-specific information that you'll find useful during your adventures. The remainder of the guide walks you through the game from start to finish.
Oh, we got a $5 donation from For Love of the Game, who says, Coury, play and beat Klonoa and cry at the ending instead, all in one stream. Thank you. I actually played Klonoa like years ago on stream and almost made it to the end. I think I made it to the last area, or the last chapter, or the like 6-1 or something like that.
I need to finally get around to playing Klonoa 2.
Yeah, just see if it says anything about what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Alright.
I'm getting really sore from riding.
How do you think my back's feeling?
This old guy's like, I'm getting really sore from
All right.
riding.
Majority of the levels revolve around finding and converting plague flowers.
Yeah, I think I just discovered that too.
Converted flowers become friendly flowers surrounded by cleansed ground. Any area of cleansed ground will automatically heal your health and replenish your magic pool when you step onto it. This is a safe spot and you cannot be damaged while standing on it, even though enemies may be firing at you from a distance. The last flower you converted is also your restart point if you get defeated in battle. You'll restart there instead of at the beginning of the level. This can make for a lot of backtracking if you convert the flowers in the wrong order. My walkthroughs provide the easiest way to navigate through each level. If you find yourself having to do a lot of backtracking, blah, blah, blah.
Interesting, okay. I think I'm understanding a little bit what it is. So let's see here.
Wandering enemies. You can attack and convert wandering enemies out in the field, but after a while they will change back into plagued creatures. Avoid these guys unless they get in your way and focus your attention on finding the next plague flower. Jump past wandering enemies, use PRYZM's Wind Wave to push them away, run around them, do whatever you have to do, but avoid engaging them unless it's avoidable. Unavoidable.
How do you think my back's
You'll take damage during engagements with wandering enemies, and you'll need all the health you can get for your encounters with the plague flower. So it basically sounds like avoid regular enemies and hunt for the flowers. Just attack these flowers to convert them. Most of the plague flowers, however, have 1 to 4 enemies magically attached to them. When you approach the flower, you'll see red beams connecting the guardians to the flower.
Right.
Attack it and convert all of these guys, then attack the flower to convert it.
Got it. That's
You
how I
can't
was
convert
just.
the flower until all of its guardians are converted. If you take too long, the flower will eventually reacquire the guardians you've converted in the order you converted. So from the time you convert the first guardian, its clock is ticking.
I'm getting really sore from riding.
How do you think my back's feeling?
Okay, so I don't know if the goal of each level is to just convert all the flowers or what.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the way that this is supposed to go right now. I don't understand what the point of having the charges here.
Is Shenmue 3 getting an Xbox release?
Not as of right now, as far as I know.
Right, but someone in the chat is saying I'm holding off on Shenmue 3, waiting for the Xbox release. Just feels right to play on Xbox. I agree. It does feel like the right system for it. I mean, I still need to play Shenmue 1 and 2. And I'm probably going to play those on the HD collection that I have for Xbox One.
Right. I mean, when I was doing the last episode, I actually kind of got into Shenmue. And I was like, man, I really just want to play these right now.
But I mean, it sounds like as of right now, the HD versions are considered pretty good now. I think, right? Like they took some patches.
How do you think my back's feeling?
Oh, did I do it? I did it.
Well, it sounds like it might just be a timed exclusive. I mean, it makes sense. It was announced for PlayStation. You know, it's fair. But it does feel like, I mean, you know, I backed it, but like if the Xbox version is like cheap or something, I could see myself getting it just because it would.
Oh, did you backed it on Kickstarter?
I did. Did you?
Yeah. And that's like, is that out like next week or something like that?
Yeah.
Is it come out the same day as Death Stranding?
I don't know.
I didn't realize that Death Stranding was so close either.
It is close, like, and you know, neither of us know anything about the gameplay, right?
Right.
Apparently, Drum and Len watched some sort of gameplay demonstration of it, and they really want me to stream it the first Monday after it's out and like watch me slowly start to understand what you even do in the game.
Really? Well, I mean, I talked.
So that's what I'm going. That's what I'm going to do. I think it comes out on a Friday.
On a Friday? Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll just start it then.
But yeah, don't tell me anything. 'Cause I'm saving it.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know either. John had mentioned that he had played it, like a little bit of it, and I was like, well, don't tell me anything about it. And he kept it very minimal. He's like, I just am kind of like, my mind was kind of blown about it. Like, I didn't really quite understand at first, but as I started to understand, he was blown away. So I don't know.
Interesting.
It's going to be real interesting to see what.
I have no clue what to expect, and that's exciting, I guess.
I was hoping maybe I'll get up there, but it doesn't look like it. Where am I going?
I mean, it seems like if there's no flowers nearby, you're just wasting your time.
Right, well, I'm trying to get to the other flowers. I have a map right here. I just don't know how to get on the other side of this hill.
Is there a tunnel?
I'm getting really sore from riding.
How do you think my back's feeling?
I mean, I think it's gonna be it's gonna be a unique experience. I think. Oh, here we go. Death Stranding. and especially going into it not knowing anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time in like forever Kojima's done anything quite original. I still wish I liked Metal Gear Solid 5 more than I do.
Yeah, I don't think we're alone though. I think a lot of people probably feel the same way.
Like, I mean, at first I was really feeling into it, but then it just like it just doesn't go anywhere.
Well, it slowly over time it does.
Slowly, but even when it gets to its, when it starts to get to the destination, though, it's just like, what did it add to the overall story?
Well, yeah,
like,
exactly.
I feel like the story was already finished with 4.
Oh yeah,
100%.
But I mean, I will say that it would have been all worth it if it ended with Outer Heaven. Like, I mean, that would have been totally worth it.
Yeah, but
if it took place over even if just more stuff happened and it ended with the first Metal Gear starting, that would have been like a perfect way to end it.
Yeah,
I would have been completely satisfied, even if it took a long time to get to that point.
Mm-hmm. But like when I think of some of the big PlayStation series of the PlayStation 1 and where they've ended up in the current generation, I feel like Final Fantasy 15 and Metal Gear Solid 5 were disappointing for me.
Yes, it was the same here.
But then Resident Evil, with 7 and the remake of 2, like Resident Evil is, in prime condition right now.
Well,
we got a $2 donation from WRN Hokie.
I always say Warren Hokie. I don't know if that's like actually, but
what is a port that is better than the original? I mean, I feel like most of like the definitive editions that like came out at the beginning of this generation, I would say most of those are better than like the PS3 or 360 versions. Although in a lot of cases they were, more kind of akin to like the PC ports or something.
Yeah.
But like in terms of something older,
I mean, the last episode I talked about the Strider port. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
That video is done a lot better than I ever thought it was gonna.
Yeah, it's done. I am super, super happy with how well that video has done.
I was not expecting it to. I mean, it's gonna pass the ROM hacks video, which is.
Yeah, I would never have expected that.
Jeez, I don't even understand like this. I'm gonna go back to the map. I feel like I'm doing these in the wrong order. It seems extremely difficult for what it's supposed to be.
Let's see. It says Troll Mountains are a good place to start.
Oh.
Lummas.
Troll Mountains. There. Okay, Kalmasa. Something like that.
No, it says Lummas. Lummas Troll Mountains is a good place to start.
CR Teaser is 97. Says, Coury and Try. What are systems you are currently wanting to add to your collections?
Well, I'm very likely going to buy a few Neo Geo MVS carts soon here. So, I'm probably doomed to have to get into Neo Geo at some point. Although I've actually already got like 10 or 11 Game Gear carts and no system to play them on right now. So that's a pretty high priority too. Need to have a good Game Gear situation. It's disappointing that the Mega SG adapters aren't out yet.
Yeah, right? It's surprising that they're not out yet. Oh.
Oh, we got
there. I knew it was gonna be gaming blows. I knew it was gaming blows. That I said before, I forgot. I wasn't quite sure who it was that wanted me to play this, and I was like, I think that is gaming blows, and I guess it was. So there you go. It took me a year and a half, but I did it.
Now that he's shown up, you gotta be committed to this game until at least 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah,
You can't back out. Even if you get like stuck on like a level for an hour, like you gotta play this till at least 11.
That's fine. Well, you know.
You know, if like there were like a lot more enemies around, and your goal wasn't so much just to like convert these flowers, like it almost looks like it could be like a prototype for a Muso like game. not necessarily the most polished, a prototype for sure. Chris Theron donated $1.99. Thank you.
Thank you.
It says dreams do come true. Although this is a very dark dream.
Yeah.
We should. I don't know if it's like at all valuable, but we should. Well, we should get that Darkened Sky game someday if we ever see it for GameCube.
That's one you were just talking about, right?
Yeah, that's the Skittles game. I don't know if it's considered maybe good. I'm going to venture a guess it's considered better than this.
I do it? I did it. Holy cow, I did it.
Did you beat a whole level?
No, not yet.
And apparently you cannot be hurt on the converted ground.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of neat that like makes this whole like area this like good.
Yeah. Let's see where I'm going here. I have to at least beat one level tonight.
I'm getting really sore from riding.
How do you think my back's feeling?
Paul Sutton says $1.99 says I can make that dream come true.
Oh, for the Skittles game?
For Darkened Sky, I would 100% stream Darkened Sky someday. If I don't know if I would stream it in too close proximity to this, but I would 100% play Darkened Sky. We streamed Sneak King.
Yeah.
We streamed it on an original Xbox, and I made as many like video conversions as possible to try to make it look as garbage and laggy as possible. And I was disappointed in how like still kind of visible the game was.
Well, we'll have to give it another shot this year.
Yeah, I was trying really hard to make it look terrible, but you know, that game does feel like it's got a lot. There's just like a lot of work that you have to do in it. Like,
jeez.
That orange color when you die is kind of a strange choice.
Yeah.
So is that just like a regular human now, like in the green area?
Yeah, because they're turned into whatever. They're turned into trolls and stuff.
Sneak King is not backwards compatible on Xbox One, as far as I know, but it's cool because it's got an Xbox version and an Xbox 360 version on the same disc. Like it's not using, as far as I know,
it's not backwards compatible or anything.
Backwards compatibility mode. It's just like it's like two totally separate executables, I guess, on the disc, which is cool. I as far as I know, it might be the only game that does that.
See, you're not killing anybody in this. You're just making them good. Turn them back into humans. How do I get up here? Oh, that way.
Gaming Blues says, if I remember right, you can really pound that analog stick to turbo zap the enemies.
Oh, I see. It's like.
Such a young unicorn, you sure act like an old nag.
I'm doing kind of good here. Only got 2 more left on this level.
You know, for some reason my mind was kind of wandering to like some, PS2, GameCube games that like I used to have, I don't have anymore, but like it's like I kind of
like Vex and Haven.
No, I mean those I haven't played, but like I've kind of had an urge lately to get the Spy Hunter reboot.
Oh yeah,
again.
I know that the first one's supposed to be pretty good.
Oh, is there more than one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 2. There might be 3 even.
I know that it's on PS2. I know it's not on Xbox or on GameCube. I don't know about Xbox. I first played that at my cousin's house. I'm like, this is pretty good. I like grabbed it for like $10 at some point. And I never beat it. I sold it, but I have a soft spot for it. It's got good, I like the Spy Hunter theme a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, it can't be a Spy Hunter game without the theme.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, the theme is amazing. I do games donated $10. Thank you. Saying Coury is my daddy, Try is mom, love you, mom. Well,
I'm pretty sure that I Do Games is the person who donated the Odomedius Gorgeous footage from the M2 documentary. He's the one who recorded it. Yeah.
I didn't realize you didn't do that.
No, it was one I didn't have any access to, and I put out a thing on Twitter saying like, does anybody have this game? Because it's you. Whoa. Jeez.
Kind of an interesting little spot here.
Yeah, right?
Did you ever play Smuggler's Run?
No.
I had the GameCube version. At least I think it was the GameCube. I'm pretty sure that game was on GameCube. I think I have the GameCube version. I think I might have beaten it.
I Do Games. Yeah, it was in the M2 documentary that we did, the M2 Complete Works documentary. We're losing our shield. I know.
Gaming Blows is asking if there's a way to crank the music.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to. It'll make it too difficult to hear anything else. I apologize. yelling at each other anyways.
What's that weird? Is that like a radar that pops up in the upper right every now and then?
Yeah, I can
Like
do
a
that by
flower?
clicking on the right stick.
Oh, okay. There's like more flowers on the map than just the good flowers, though.
Well, the red ones I think are the evil flowers.
I'm getting really sore from riding.
How do you think my back's feeling?
Did you ever see the movie Trick or Treat? Trick or Treat?
Is it an anthology?
Yeah, but it's all kind of connected.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did watch that.
Yeah, as long as I
don't
mean,
remember a lot about it though.
it's pretty good. I was watching it. It was randomly on when I was at the gym the other night, and I was like, "What is this?" And once I found out, I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool."
You think I already know that?
Did I do it? All right. But I mean, if you don't only have a certain amount of time left to watch horror movies before Halloween gets here, you should make that one. It's pretty good.
Drum and I watched Hereditary the other day.
Oh, I didn't.
Which-
I have not watched it. I've heard that.
Right.
It's
I mean,
super
like
scary,
we
and
had
I
been
was like-
hearing for like a really long time that like people were saying like, oh my gosh, it's the scariest horror movie like I've seen like so long, and like it's absolutely horrifying. We did not think it was particularly scary at all.
Really?
Yeah. But I will say, like, it was not a great movie to watch just before bed. I will say that. Like, while actually watching it, I did not think it was very scary. But like, it like kind of got my brain into that mindset where like, just as I'm about to drift off to sleep, like I thought I heard something.
We're losing our shield.
Gave me blows with another $2, saying I'm just so happy. It was worth it. It was worth playing the Dark Unicorn.
I almost had it. Oh, if you lead the people into the healed area, they themselves will heal.
Drum and I decided of the horror movies that we watched this month that the new Child's Play remake or reboot, I guess would be a
Is your the one you like the most?
Was like it was the surprise best movie of the month. Like it was really, really good. Like much better than we ever expected.
I'm getting really sore from riding.
How do you think my back's feeling?
This is I just say the same 5 things over and over again. He always says, "I'm getting really sore from riding," and PRYZM says, "How do you think my back feels?" And I just say it over and over again.
You do look rather large for your steed. I mean, and that's interesting because like your character has like sort of dwarvish proportions. So I wonder like how if your character is small or big, or if your horse is really small.
Hey, I could use some more help. How about using that staff of yours a bit more?
I'm doing my share and then some. You get
Oh yeah, I need to rewatch The Thing. The Thing is great.
Yeah, it's really good. It might be the last one.
I was browsing one day last week. I was browsing the Halloween section of the free movies on Amazon Prime, and I found a movie that I was surprised to have never heard of, because it sounds like the kind of dumb movie that I would have seen by now. It's called Dead Heat, and it's like, I want to say like 1988 buddy cop movie, and they're like on the case of some zombie burglars.
Wow.
Which, yes, it's a pretty amazing concept. It was entertaining, I will say. It was very 80s.
Like, I feel like I half understand this game.
I mean, it's pretty good at this point, I'd say.
Yeah. I did it. Okay, where do I go now? All right. It's the flower right here. Or is it underground?
You know, PRYZM doesn't appear to have its own Wikipedia page.
Such a young unicorn, you sure act like an old man.
It appears it was released in 2002, so this is a relatively early game.
Okay. It says I gotta go there. Do I gotta go underground or something, I wonder? Oh, we got a $1.99 from Paul Sutton, who says, pretty sure we should kickstart PRYZM Chapter 2. As a goal of
let's just do it
$1.99.
ourselves. We don't even need to talk to the rights holders, because probably no one even owns it.
Oh, it's up there. That's where I'm going. I gotta go up here.
I'm hopefully going to finish Fatal Frame on the Backloggery stream tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to the final night in it.
What are your thoughts on it so far?
It's good. I mean, it's definitely kind of obtuse, which I expected. Some parts like are like pretty easy to figure out like where to go and stuff, and sometimes it's a little difficult to understand what to do. It's good. I sometimes screw up a lot with the controls, like in combat, and it's actually the most legitimately concerned I've ever been about my resources in a horror game. My film I'm not too worried about, you know, which is essentially your ammo, but my health I am extremely worried. I do not have a lot of healing items.
I don't understand what this is doing. Like, how do I get it to... I just have to hit a certain amount of times?
This flower definitely looks like the boss of the level, I would say.
But I don't know how I'm hurting it. Like, I killed the other ones very easily before. And then some of them...
Well, I think I saw like an electric thing going below it, so I think one of its
I got that already.
Underneath. There might have been another one under there, maybe.
No, I don't think there. I don't think there was. It didn't. All the ones only seem to have one in this level. Jeez, those little goblins. He is like biting me. The goblins.
You know, it's sort of running around on this horse. It's Like fighting these generic fantasy creatures kind of reminds me of the
did I do it?
field parts of Cameo.
Yeah, look at this.
What is this?
That must be the dark unicorn.
That FMV, there was not really much point to it.
Nope.
PRYZM.
Nope.
I am the chosen one.
Ooh, what's
Oh,
going
PRYZM's
on
the
here?
chosen one.
Turn back
Wow.
your quest while you still have the power to choose. The more you turn back the plague, the more our minds will be brought together.
Is this the dark unicorn he's
Oh,
talking
yeah.
to?
Oh yeah. PRYZM is the chosen one. I am the
You
chosen
want
one.
to be told that by the dark unicorn?
Yeah, there's not much character arc if PRYZM already knows that she's the chosen one in chapter 1.
Oh, so PRYZM is your horse.
Yeah.
Let me look up, see what it suggests for being the next level.
Oh.
It recommends Cutter's Keep for the next one.
Oh, I just did this one. I'll do that after this. I see Mike Kasperzak in the chat says this game was developed in the office next to mine.
Oh wow!
I can't offer any insight as I had nothing to do with it. We were busy making Barbie games.
You know, I have to admit, like, that was when I was, in high school and like thinking about college and what I wanted to do, like the fear of making games like that or games like this was like kind of what convinced me to like not go into game development. Because like, especially at the time, I felt like Western games, especially like, there were a lot of good European games. Like, obviously I was a big fan of Rare, and like, I felt like Ubisoft was like really good at that time and stuff. But like American games, like outside of like PC, which I wasn't like super into at the time, there weren't a lot of American developed games that I particularly liked. And I felt like working at a studio that was making games that I liked just seemed really remote. And now things are quite a bit different. Like, American development has come a long ways since the early 2000s. But yeah, I was like, I'll just be making games I don't like.
Oh, I did it. There we go.
Paul Sutton says he read in Famitsu that Okami is a spiritual successor to PRYZM.
Oh, I guess that would make sense.
Mm-hmm, yep. This is like, I can see Kami playing this game, like, just like trying to figure out like what makes it tick and why it's so good. Like, how can he expand upon it? It's always been the strangest thing to me that he directed Okami. Like,
Is that the one that was like? He said was inspired by his mom.
Oh, I haven't heard that story.
Like, he wanted to
make a game
it.
She would like.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it does not. It does not seem at all like the kind of game you'd expect him to make.
Yeah, I have the DS kind of quasi sequel, but if they say that Okami is coming back for another one, I just don't really think that. I don't think that we need another Okami. I don't feel like.
No,
the first one was so long as it was. I feel like they did everything that they needed to do in that game.
Yeah, I don't know much about Okamiden on DS, but Like, yeah, I played the original in kind of the wrong mindset.
Yeah.
Oh, Gaming Blows donated $2 saying, "How do we get Linneman to do DF Retro PRYZM?" I mean, I think it'd be a great, April Fool's
Yeah.
for him to do. I mean, we'll see if we can sell him on it.
Oh. Well, maybe I should go to a different stage here.
Yeah, let's see, the one it suggested for the next was Cutter's Keep,
Okay.
which is, I think, Kalmas, maybe the first level in Kalmas?
That was where I was in...
No, you were in Lunmas, I think.
Oh.
Or wait, were you in Cutter's Keep?
Storm Havens, Burning Lands, Hog Hollow, Whispering Marsh, Storm Havens. Yeah.
After that, it recommends Burning Lands, if that helps at all. Or is that where you were?
That's where I just was.
Well, then go to Cutter's Keep.
I don't see Cutter's Keep though. Nymph Marshes, Elf Woods, Troll Mountains. I don't know. What is first gonna do this one? I did just cut the horse.
Yeah, Okami, I really played at the wrong time and in kind of the wrong mindset. Because I was like, I wanna buy another. Actually, you know what it was? I think it was the day that they announced Clover was closing. Because that came really quick after Okami came out. And I had not bought Okami yet.
And you felt real bad about it, probably.
Yeah, I remember when the news hit that Clover was closing, and I'm like, oh man. And I'm pretty sure like I went like bought it that day. And I was like, man, it's like kind of close to Final Fantasy 12 coming out, but like I bet I can finish it before that.
And you were like wrong, probably. Or did
no, I did finish it before Final Fantasy 12 came out.
That's impressive.
But like I was like really frustrated every time the game acted like it was about to be over. And
I know, because it does that like three times.
Yeah, there's like 3 acts, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's kind of frustrating. But like, if I had not been like in a rush to beat it, I might have thought that was cool, you know?
Well, that's the thing, yeah, exactly. And that's...
So like now I know what to expect, and I want to, play the 4K version.
Right.
People were talking about ports that are better than the originals. That's probably a good example. I would imagine. I don't know much of anything that would make it a downgrade over the original. But I need to play through that.
I feel like I should just go in this mud and I can reenact the Artax scene from Neverending Story, the mud. And
I haven't seen that since I was a kid, so I don't even remember.
The swamp, isn't it like the Swamp of Sadness or something like that? Where it happens.
But yeah, like not only was I in a rush to beat Okami, but I was also like I also had to like finish Final Fantasy 12 before the Wii came out. So like I was like all in a rush, but like
it's all in a rush. But don't you look back on it now and kind of feel like, well, you just rushed through these games so you could play other games. Yeah. Do you feel like it's like even enjoying the game you're playing? Like I need to get through it as fast as I can so that I can play these other games. I mean, it seems so like counter and like.
It wasn't necessarily that I was trying to get through it ultra quick, like because I did believe that like. I mean, I don't know, like Final Fantasy 12 probably came out like 3 weeks before the Wii, maybe. And I thought, oh, 3 weeks to finish. Oh.
2 games, 2.
No, not 2 games. I mean, because I did finish Okami before 12 came out. But like to finish 12 in like 3 weeks before the Wii, like back in those days, I mean, that was the first year of my job. Like, you know, other than, you know, going to work during the day, I didn't really have a lot going on, you know? So playing Final Fantasy 12 in the evening was not a big deal. And I loved it. I had a good time. In fact, 12 was like, I was actually disappointed. In contrast to Okami, I was disappointed 12 was over when it was over, because the story felt unfinished. And you know, I've kind of come to accept its story now for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really disappointed by how it ends up anymore, because I've played through the game, you know, counting the HD version, at least 3 times. Like I loved playing the Zodiac. I just like really needed like
Arcade
to
Legacy
replay,
has a version, has a Switch version of Zodiac Age, and I just thought about like, oh, that might be a fun way to play it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it's a really good version. How much is it?
$32.
I mean, I don't even know like what it costs normally. I mean, I'll be honest. I kind of I kind of want the Xbox version as well, just because, you know, Final Fantasy different versions. It's fun to have. Especially because the Xbox version like does not, unless there's been like a patch, the Xbox version does not support 4K.
Right.
It supports 60 frames per second, which I
Would
never
rather
would have
have.
expected, to be honest. Like I figured there was a technical reason they didn't offer that on the PS4 version. Like, you know, like Final Fantasy X, it would be difficult to, you know, you would probably run into technical issues. That's what I was assuming. But they did it.
Jeez, you can get killed real quick in a hurry here.
We're in big trouble.
It's like we're in big trouble.
Stop yakking and start fighting.
I don't know.
You looked already dead when you died there.
Yeah.
What's the blue meter and what's the purple meter?
Blue is your life, and the purple seems to be my magic. I wonder if you can upgrade your character at any point.
Such a young unicorn. You sure act like an old
I mean, I think it's just learning the game and improving your own skills.
Yeah, learn how to.
Mastering the art of
Have cheese in it. Basically.
Yep.
I wonder if you can power up your magic or anything later on. If there's any.
I don't know.
Any stat increasing elements to this.
I mean, yeah, there was a lot of big games back to back in 2006 there. I mean, I was playing Okami and then Final Fantasy 12 and then Twilight Princess when the Wii launched. Pretty crazy, really. And like just before then, I was playing Xenosaga Episode 3.
Jeez. Too many RPGs. That.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Oh. Am I going around this?
I'm getting really sore from right.
Is there a way to turn off their dialogue? They just say the same things over and over again.
Oh, I definitely recommend getting a Switch. I mean, you know, who knows if in the next year if there will be like an upgrade version that, you know, maybe could do 4K or something. Who knows? I mean, you know, that, you know, whether that matters is for you to decide. But I've been playing a ton of Switch lately. Like I really like it. It's definitely my go-to platform for like any like smaller games that aren't going to be significantly better on the other platforms.
Yeah.
Definitely like some of the appeal that Vita had, I think, you know, in terms of like being a good platform for indie games, except I personally did not buy a lot on there because, you know, I want to be able to capture them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I do know that like among Vita fans, like they really liked getting Vita ports. You know, the hardcore, I mean, I consider myself a Vita fan, but there were, you know, much more hardcore Vita fans than me for sure. And, you know, I feel that the Switch fills the space that.
Yeah, definitely.
And then some. I mean, obviously because it's so much more popular. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of fun playing the Switch.
I started River City Girls this week.
Oh yeah, I saw it when I checked my friends list. So. How do you like it?
It's got really good music. It's a lot harder than I was expecting.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I'm only on the second area, but there's a lot of stuff to do. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Though.
Well, I mean, and that's
Oh, we got
Oh yeah. We got 10 pounds from Engine UK. Thank you. Saying, hoping the treasure game special is underway, guys. I'm like a dog with a bone. Since GameSack Joe has dropped the ball, you guys are my last hope. P.S. Golden Axe Dragon is watching.
I mean, we don't not
have...
underway in any sense of the word. There's just too much other stuff that is happening right now.
Right. Once the documentary series is out, like that's a project that I could see us undertaking, but
yeah,
absolutely no promises as to when that could happen. But
yeah.
I think both of us would love to do something on Treasure for sure.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe a subset of Treasure games or something like that.
Yeah.
At the very least. Oh, we got $2 from Joey. Thank you.
Thanks.
Have either of you played the Cold Steel games?
I played the first one. I've been dying to play the second one. But the thing is I know that it's like such a huge commitment. I mean, the first one was extremely long, and I know, and the third one's out now. And the third one, from what I understand, like I want to play it, but I guess it's relies a lot on the trilogy of games that never came out here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like certain story elements tie back into the crossbell.
At the end of the day, like I feel like the hardcore fans are going to say like, "Oh, this is really important," you know, like
right.
This thing that wasn't that, you know, you're going to totally miss the nuance if you haven't played this. And it's like, well, I mean, it was the same thing with Yakuza. You know, someone was saying like, I can't remember if it was in the stream chat or a comment on the video saying like, oh, you shouldn't start with Yakuza 0 because there's all these, you know, all this and that connects to the other games. And it's like, well, I didn't feel like I missed anything.
And it might work in reverse. It might be cool too. Yeah,
it might work just as well in reverse, you know? So like, I wouldn't put a whole lot of stock into that, but obviously I would feel that like the Cold Steel games themselves, sure, you know, you're going to want to play those in order. You know, we don't know anything though about whether the fourth game is even coming out, right?
The what? Of what?
The fourth Cold Steel game? Like, there is a fourth one, right?
Yeah, but from what I understand, it's not great.
Really?
It's just really long.
But
And
is it a definitive conclusion though?
Just from what I've heard, that it is a conclusion, but it's 3 was kind of a conclusion, and 4
Really?
seemed like they just
Did to do it?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's such a daunting thing to start. I've got the PS3 version, but I haven't played it yet. Like at this point, if I were to play it, like I would probably kind of want to just do the whole thing on PS4. But it's like, you know, yeah, it's definitely a commitment.
Right. Oh, come on. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. But I think I understand what I'm supposed to be doing, but I don't know if I'm going about it all wrong. That's the last one for the level. But yeah, I mean, I played the first one, and I've really wanted to play the second one, but I just haven't, because I know that it is a commitment.
You did like a thing to convert your PS3 save to be able to use it on PS4.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not really even converting it; it just uses the cloud save, and it's built into the game.
Oh.
Because the first one was available to play on Vita and the PS3, and they made it so it has a whole cloud save built into it, so you can transfer your save back and forth between them.
What are your thoughts on the AI enhanced pre-rendered backgrounds that you can mod FF7 with? I've seen some of that, but I haven't looked like super closely. Like at a glance, it's like, oh, that's cool, but I feel like it would annoy me because like I would know that it's like it was not designed by a human, and like it's in the back of my mind, it's like it's not the way it's meant to be played.
Well, it's not even that, really. I think it's fine. It's just
I mean, it's definitely cool, but like I feel like it would. Just my guess, you know, as someone who is not directly.
I mean, all it is just upscaling them in a good way.
Yeah, but
right?
I suspect it would not really be consistent. Well, it's not really just upscaling. It's like kind of reinterpreting. I think it kind of looks like certain elements are like almost reimagined, if you want to call it that. I mean, honestly, I don't know that much about it, but it's not just like regular upscale. It like interprets it and then adds like new detail, I think.
Huh. I'm real sick of these.
Dragonflies.
And they come back, don't they?
Yeah, it looks like they keep coming out of those like nests.
Yeah. Problem is, I just can't power up at all.
Well, like mods in general, like there's just always this thing in the back of my head that's like, okay, it looks cool, but it's not like the way it's meant to be. Like I like to play what the developer created. And like I think that's a big part of the reason that like most of the time I don't really go for user generated content. Because it's just like I want to play what the game designers, level designers, whatever, like made for me to play. Like that's the challenge I want to overcome, finish, and then if I want to do more in the game, I'll do more. If not, I'll move on to the next. That's just kind of how I approach things. I just want to complete the set of challenges that was given to me. But
Well, I think
Like,
I think the idea
but
is
Mario-
that I think that people were hoping that Square would use that to enhance the
oh,
backgrounds.
like come
Like,
on,
it's-
that's like completely unrealistic. They would never do that. But like Mario Maker 2 though, that's been a big exception with me with user generated content.
Is there a
really
different way to do this? This is so
enjoyed Mario
stupid.
Maker 2.
There's just too much going on here, and I can't get even close to this thing.
Do you know what this level is called?
No, I don't want you to look it up. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. It's just stupid.
This is on PS2.
Yeah.
It's exclusive to PS2, I believe.
Watch where you're going.
Stop worrying. I know what I'm doing.
Eat this.
I know Coury is definitely planning to play the Xbox One version of Phantasy Star Online 2.
Oh yeah, day one. I am. I'm gonna clear my schedule for it.
I mean, I'll want to be there with you to experience it. Like, I'll definitely start when you do too.
Do they have a release date yet?
Isn't it spring next year? I don't know.
Our shield.
Don't you think I already know that?
I don't know. Maybe not.
If it doesn't have, I mean, you still pronounce your sledgehammer right there. You got to seem like a chess match now, like a ballet. I try to, but you don't have enough time to. I'm not gonna take this thing out, but then I won't have enough magic to.
How do you recover your magic? You have to go back, I guess, to like a...
Yeah, but then by the time I come back, it's.
Do you have attacks without magic?
But it's just like this close, like the close.
Young you sure act like an old nag.
Yeah, your health just like drains so fast when you're...
I know.
There's a patch in the back that almost looks like good ground.
We're losing our shield.
Don't you think I already know
Like by that rock.
No. I'm trying to sledgehammer through because that's the way the game makes you think you need to do it. I don't think there's any other way to do it. This is the first bottleneck. The difficulty bottleneck. This second level.
I mean, you had some bottlenecks early on, but that was just figuring out how to even play the game. Do you know what this level is called?
Sort of? I don't know. No, not really. I mean, I don't remember what it is. I can't go back to the map to find out either. Else I'll have to do it all over again.
Paul Sutton says this is going to be a long 31 minutes.
Oh, is that how much time is left?
Yeah. This isn't Cutter's Keep, is it?
No.
Is it Iron Blood?
No, it sounds ridiculously intense for this game, though.
Is it Gnome Hills? You like can't pause and see what level you're on?
No, it doesn't tell me.
You're such an old tool. You sure are heavy.
Sure act like an old man. Eat
I could use some more help. How about using that stab of yours a bit more?
this. My share and then some. You get busy.
If I knew how to get my magic back, it'd be one thing. But I don't think you can get your magic back.
Yeah, and if you leave this area to go recover it at the previous flower, like you're like.
And
all
those
the
stupid
enemies would be
mosquitoes,
back,
there's
right?
so many of them, you can't even get to. You... I don't know if I can take out the mosquitoes ahead of time.
Do you have like a big attack that could just like hit a bunch of enemies at once over there?
No.
Gaming Boys has $2 and says, "Don't you think I already know that?" I'm guessing that's one of the things the characters are saying
Yeah.
all the time. Who is saying that? Is it you or the horse? Or really, who are you? Are you the horse or the guy? Or are you both?
I almost just quit the game right there a second ago. And this doesn't usually happen. I usually have a lot of patience for this stuff.
Magic mayhem. Eat this. Magic mayhem.
You hear me? You hear my controller?
Mm-hmm.
How's that? He like left, right, up, down, up.
There you, Paul Sutton.
It worked. It worked.
Wait, what?
Yes, thank you.
Wait, seriously?
It worked.
Wait, what happened?
It just like gave me the I beat the level cutscene.
Wait, seriously?
Hmm?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I just cheated. It worked. I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was too.
It
Like
worked.
now I gotta go back to GameFAQs and look at the cheats page. Yeah, complete current level. There you go.
That was the
Oh,
that was
if
the
you,
nymph marshes.
If you enter your name when you start a file as Supreme Magic, you'll have invincibility, unlimited magic, and all levels up.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I thought the code was a fake too. But you know, it's better. It's better that I can. I don't mind like exploring more of the game.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, they probably included that because they probably realized, like, wow, this game is like super hard to play.
Yeah. I'm back here. This is where I was before. This is the first level that I tried.
Is this the first level you tried? Yeah, it's one with that tall
Yeah.
elf thing. Joshua Helmke has $2 saying, "God bless you, Paul Sutton. God bless you, sir."
Thanks.
I'm sure.
I
many
mean,
people
I'm
are
gonna,
happy
I'm
to have
gonna,
a change of scenery.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. There's like no way that I'm going to actually try to finish this on my own
Legit.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Maybe one day, if it was like a charity live stream or something like that. Like you did that with Superman, right? Didn't you beat Superman, or was it Drum that beat it?
I never finished it. I had not finished.
But didn't Drum like finally like he played it all night and all day, and then he beat it and it froze at like when on the final boss like dying animation, the game like locked up.
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure that happened.
I don't think
and he had to play it again, and like a couple of days later he.
Oh,
couldn't,
that's
like,
right.
Let it go.
Because
he had to like do it
like,
for real.
It was just like it kind of counted, but he just like it was like in the back of his mind, like I still gotta go through with it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat it. He did. I never did. I think I got to like the I don't know, somewhere between the 5th and 6th level in it maybe. And I couldn't take it anymore. You know,
That's too much.
everyone jokes about Superman 64 because of the flying levels, because that's like probably most of what most people know, because it's the first level. But like the flying parts are the good parts. Like the parts where you're in these more enclosed areas and you're mostly doing like melee combat on the ground, like those are the hard parts, like that are like really broken. Like at least the feel of flying is not horrible, but doing anything else is terrible. Yeah.
My version did not come with a comic book, I don't think. If there was a comic book, like if it was a standalone thing. But I mean, the game looked like it was barely played.
Unsurprising. Oh, apparently it's in the manual itself.
Oh, okay.
Do you have the manual?
Yeah, it is complete. I just want a complete copy of Galaxy Force 2 for the Genesis off of eBay today. Further bringing me closer to my complete grid collection.
I don't think I realized there was a Genesis.
It was just one that I bid on. There was nobody else bidding on it, so I just bid on it. And one of the reasons I wanted it is because I had a price tag for Hills on it.
Oh, I don't know.
Hills was a department store that I had in my hometown.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what made me want that copy of it, because like, oh, it's got a Hills price sticker on it too for $54.99. And that made me hope that I maybe want to win that one specifically. I mean, Hills.
Did you ever have Best?
No.
Not Best Buy, just Best.
No.
It was I feel like there might be an actual name for this concept of store, and I can't remember what that name is. But like, you know how there used to be stores where you like nothing was like actually out on the shelf, and I think you like kind of like Toys R Us, like where you took a card or something, or maybe you just like told someone what you wanted, and then like in the front of the store there's like this conveyor belt, and it like comes out of the back of the store.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I got a $2 donation
remember Best.
I got a $2 donation from Killa Hangovers.
Oh, well, thank you.
We're in big trouble. Do something.
Yeah, a few people remember Best. Am I remembering right that like you like told an employee what you wanted, and then it came out on a conveyor belt at the front of the store, right?
See, he says I bought Transformers from Snowy Chi or Snowy E or something like that. In the chat is saying I bought Transformers from Best, and I bought my Transformers from Hills. And I also bought Voltron at Hills.
Okay, yes, Best had the almighty conveyor belt. Yeah, I feel like I may have been to some other store that did that. Like I bought a number of games from Best.
Yeah.
I think I got Kirby's Dream Land 2 from there. I got I know for some reason the one that I remember, the Tetris 2 from there. I don't know why I bought it. I ended up not liking it very much. But I used to have Dr. Mario on NES. I don't have it now though. I've been meaning to get it again though. At the time, I went through kind of I went through a few phases of collection purges.
Because you wanted to.
Well,
you wanted to beat your backlog, so you.
Well, yeah. But this was even later though. This was much late. This was a later purge though, where I got rid of a lot of games that I had beaten. I considered myself to have beaten Dr. Mario. Gotten whatever scene you can get from it. You know what I mean? You know how you can get scenes in some older puzzle games and stuff.
Right.
How do you think my back's feeling?
But I was just Dr. Mario is okay, but it's not my favorite puzzle game or anything. And I had Dr. Mario 64, which is probably at least it was at the time, the most complete Dr. Mario game. So I was just kind of I'll get rid of the NES version. I don't need to have it. But yeah, it's a game I've been meaning to grab again. I forgot. I forget to.
We're in big trouble. Do something.
Stop gasping and start fighting.
Ugh, this sounds.
I also got my
Children's Palace. I never went to Children's Palace, but did they? What was it? It was Crystal Castle. The Crystal Castle was a toy store I went to. I remember.
My big store when I was really young for action figures was Roses.
Huh.
You ever had a Roses?
No.
How do you think my
I
back's
thought they were out of business, and the wild thing is, one opened up in my town, I don't know, a year or two ago.
Really?
Yeah, I hadn't seen one in forever. Actually, that's not true. There was one closer to Charlotte, but I'd never been in it. And before I saw that one, I hadn't seen one since I was 6 years old. I remember I was all about getting Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles and stuff from Roses. I mean, it was essentially Kmart or whatever, I think, Of course, I was a kid, so it was much bigger in my memory than it probably was. I don't know if it was a big store or not.
Yeah. No, nobody's saying they have heard of the Crystal Castle. Crystal, was it? Oh, Children's Palace. The building was shaped like a castle. Will you look that up? Look at the Crystal Castle.
Crystal Castle?
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if it was. Maybe it is Children's Palace. I don't know.
You're such an old troll. You sure are heavy.
That's like my mom loves to talk about. Like the last time we went to Crystal Castle, where it was. So when I was a kid, since my birthday was the day after Christmas, I would always get.
Oh, here's children's palace and Child World. Isn't that,
So maybe it is Child's Palace or something. Then I guess
Children's Palace. Yeah, it's looking like a store that was a castle. Children's Palace. That looks like it.
Well, I went. My mom loves to talk about this because it was like every year I would get. Since my birthday is the day after Christmas, I would always get. I get money for my birthday and I combine it with my Christmas money, and I'd always go and buy something big, and that would kind of goes in terms with like my when I was a kid too, like really young, and we went to, I guess it was the children's palace, and I spent all my money. It must have been like $150 on. There's at the time there was these action figures out called sectors. They're like insect people. And I spent my entire money on getting the hive, which was which was like their castle, and it was gigantic. And I literally played with this thing for a day. And
so
you know,
sectors did not have staying power for you, but you thought they were cool.
Yeah.
Sectors. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
Insectors.
Is it insectors? I'm pretty sure it's just sectors.
Here's this guy. He's got like this like antenna crown, and he's like, oh man, this is awesome. Like he's like riding like this giant fly, but like the fly is a puppet, and this kid like has it on his hand.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, it looks awesome.
I did it.
I was
legit
really
that time.
into Dino Riders.
Dino Riders?
Yeah, I've got some of my Dino Riders toys still. They were awesome. Like you could put batteries in them and like they would like walk.
But I was
You are arrogant and prideful.
spent all this money on the hive, and
there is much I can teach you.
the
I too reached beyond
the hive still comes up. My mom loves to talk about the hive. It'll always come up every time I see her at some point.
Oh, that you bought that thing?
Yeah, and she's like,
And she
remember when you
remembers what it's
remember
called?
the hive? It's always remember the hive. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, how could I forget it? Especially now that you talk about it like at least once a year. And she's like, man, that was just the biggest waste of money. I was so mad at you for spending that money, for wasting that money on that thing.
So she just like really wants to dig up your like bad money
she loves
decisions
it.
when you were like 6 years old.
Yeah, I mean that seems to be a thing. Like she loves to talk about that, and she really likes to she really likes it when my kids give me the like a hard time in the way that I gave her a hard time. It's not like she doesn't like, she's not like commiserating with me like, oh yeah, I know it's like it's rough, but it's more like, now you know. like getting me for it. I posted about this. I'm gonna pose this question to the chat, because this was something that my son's kind of getting to this place now where he is just like will come up with like random things, and it's things he would never even think about. And his question just like out of nowhere the other day was he's like, Daddy, does Dracula know what soap is? And it's like I didn't have an answer. I was like, I said that's a darn good question.
I tried to look up if like soap was an item in like any Castlevania game or something. Or I could not come up with an answer either.
Yeah, I mean it is. I mean it's a great question.
In the Netflix Castlevania series, like Dracula is this like extremely educated polymath that like
so he definitely knows what soap is on that.
The Netflix Castlevania Dracula, like I don't know if I can prove that he knows what soap is, like directly. I don't know if soap appears anywhere in his castle, but he is definitely smart enough and educated enough to know what soap is.
Whether or not he uses it.
Whether or not he uses it, I don't know. I mean, Dracula is usually presented as a suave, gentleman of some kind. And
yeah.
I find it hard to believe that he does not use soap unless he needs to, like, unless he doesn't need to use soap. The one thing I found when I was Google searching like Castlevania soap, there's on the Castlevania wiki it says in Kid Dracula you find an octopus that is in a soap bubble.
Oh.
And I couldn't remember this, so I looked up a long play.
You spent way more effort.
I spent probably like 5 or 7 minutes trying to come up with an answer here, okay? And I went to the underwater level, and the octopus was the boss. And he was in a bubble, but there was no evidence that bubble came from soap.
Okay, so I mean, there's a chance.
There's a chance. He encountered it, but he might not know like what that bubble came from because you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Joshua Helmke donated $5. Thank you. And asking, so Coury, did your mom ever say your whole name when she was angry at you?
Oh yeah. I mean,
for example, Joshua Paul Helmke, you get over here.
Oh yeah, all the time.
I think everyone did. Did she say Courtney?
Oh yeah, she's Courtney John. And then, I do it to my daughter too. I'm like, Aria Grace. I mean, that's how you know. That's how you know it's serious.
Yeah. I saw. Speaking of Joshua Helmke, I saw a bit higher up there. You said that your first, experience, the place where you got your toys was Target. To be honest, I have no clue how old Target is, but
yes,
I don't think
it's one of those things that it's been around for a long time, but it's only gotten super popular in like the last decade. It seems like. The last 15 years or so.
I don't think I saw a Target until I was probably like.
Yeah, I was in my 20s.
12 or 14 years old, I would guess. Like I never saw one when I lived in, I was born in North Carolina, but my earliest memories are Tennessee. We didn't have that in Tennessee. We didn't have that when I lived in Ohio. And I remember it being built when I lived in Delaware. But it wasn't always just there.
We're losing our shield.
Don't you think I already know
But
that?
yeah, there was no Target in those areas. I know a big thing for people in like the Midwest is Meijer, which I think Meier's been around forever too. But I never saw that until when I was in college. My parents moved to Michigan for a few years. And so that was my first exposure to Meijer, but I didn't know that it had spread as far as like where you live.
How did you think my back's feeling?
Got a $4.99 donation from Paul Sutton.
Oh yeah.
like giving us
So
some more
he says
further
that,
insight into Dracula's.
It says Dracula knew of but didn't use soap. The aristocracy felt soap was for lower class people only.
Oh. Well, I'll tell that to my son at some point.
We're losing our shield.
Don't you think I already know that?
But I was just
Is he brought it up again?
no, it hasn't come up since. But it's funny. That's like it's such a funny thing to even think of.
Yeah. I wonder if it was like brought on by something he watched.
I think he watched Hotel Transylvania, so that would
Oh,
probably
okay.
that would probably be.
You sure are.
I
Part of it.
mean, you would expect a hotel to have soap.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe there's just something in that movie that made him think like maybe he doesn't know what soap is.
It is not by my hand that I am once again given soap.
I don't know where are these guys coming from. How come I can't kill him? Kill him.
Do something.
Stop yakking and start fighting.
Southern California, I think the first Target opened here in 1983. I remember they had 3 magazine bags of Marvel comics, and I would pick up when my mom and her best friend were shopping around. I don't know where Target started, but it definitely wasn't in the areas I lived for
I can see what happened
a
there.
long time.
It's like that was a good angle right there where I went inside here and this is what I was seeing. You see on the screen? I'm seeing the outside of the wall.
I'm watching. Oh.
And I died.
Did anyone have a I think it was called Big Red grocery store? I think that's the grocery I think that's the grocery store we mostly shopped at when I lived in Tennessee. I think it was called Big Red.
Oh, here we go, finally. So I can get here and die immediately. So I know where I'm going now.
Red Owl.
I got it. Use my magic mayhem. We had Ames also, which was like another big one for me. This music is hilarious.
Is a name that you'll hear people in this area have.
Like a last name.
Like that's like in fact like there's a town around here that it's not called that anymore, but like back in like the 1800s, I think it was called like Ames Turnout or something like that.
Oh.
And you'll hear, just certain areas like there's last names that you'll hear pretty commonly,
You're like I'm gonna kill my analog stick with this in this game.
What? Like, do you flick the analog stick to like shoot
Yeah.
magic or something?
Well, to
Like in a
use
certain direction?
yeah. I'm getting better at it. Maybe I can be yet another level. The music in this level is hilarious.
Oh, I
it's
just realized it was 11 o'clock.
Alright. No! Everything's like spazzing out. Ah, almost. Now I feel like I gotta at least beat this level. The music is hilarious. It's like knock knock, zib zib, zai zai, knock knock.
Hey, I could use some more help. How about using that stab of yours a bit more?
There we go.
Good to be my old self again. I can't tell you how painful it is to be prisoner of the plague.
Oh, you know, the whole, if anybody in the chat has watched the new episode of GameSack about the worst sounding Genesis games. So I didn't know all that stuff about the gems, like the application they used to make Genesis music. And that's why they all sounded horrible from a certain point on. Or most games sounded horrible. All right. 24-hour charity stream. I could probably beat it. I mean, I'd probably go crazy, but I don't think that'd be. It wouldn't be too bad. I don't think. Excuse me. Oh, in the new GameSack, 3 games are in the episode are near and dear to your heart. Corpse 413.
Oh, did you beat a level?
I did. And there's a lot of levels in this game, it seems like.
I know, it's like it's crazy, right? Like I feel like you would realize like your game has like some problems before you made that many levels. You know?
Yeah.
Like if your game, if like you would think that the people making this game are like, ooh, this is a playing.
They're just getting their paycheck. They didn't really care that much about it, probably.
I guess. But like, I don't know. You'd think you would focus on
Trying to make it as good as possible.
try to make it as good as possible rather than just like pack it full of a bunch of levels that like are going to be so hard to finish. You know?
Well, they probably knew it wasn't going to sell all that well, anyways. It was destined to be a $3 game.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
And I'm definitely getting the hang of it though now.
oh, you only had to cheat the one time.
Yeah. I think that I've made up for cheating.
Yeah, it does look like there's just a ton of levels though.
Yeah. Sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out where I'm supposed to go on the level, but... Oh, I gotta go up there, I think.
You know, since people are talking about like old stores, I'm trying to remember the name. There was store. It was just a toy store, and to be honest, I'm not even sure if it had like, you know, the traditional toys, like, you know, the action figures and like the stuff that people want. Like, I think it was like kind of different toys, and I want to say it started with a Z. And I think I only went in there one time. There was a store when I lived in Delaware. It was next to one of the Funko Lands, not like right next to it, but in the same shopping area. I want to say it started with a Z.
Well, speaking of Z's, I'm wondering if Paul's something in the chat, since he's from the New York State area, like closer to Western New York, if he's familiar with Zappers. I'm sure he's familiar with Zappers. That was like Zappers. Yeah, that was like a game store. It was inside of Hollywood Videos,
like a video
or Video Factories. I'm sorry, it was inside Video Factory. I feel like you would know what I'm talking about.
What was that store called? It had a really weird name that interested me more than the store itself.
Sorry, with a Z.
Yeah, I think it was like a Z or an X, or maybe it had some Z's in the title.
Zany Brainy.
That was it.
That is Snowy 1.
That was Zany Brainy. I knew it had a weird. I remember it had a weird name. Zany Brainy. I got the impression it was more like the toy store for parents to like look at the toys and be like, oh, you want this, don't you? Because, you know, there was like some perceived like educational value or something in the toy.
Right.
Like, I don't think they sold like action figures and stuff. Like, I remember going at one time and I was like, oh, this is kind of boring.
See, Paul knows what Zappers is. He said he bought Dennis Miller's That's News to Me on 3DO at Zappers. They had you could pay 50 cents and play the game it's like 50 cents or a quarter, and you got to play it for 30 minutes. Any game in the store. I bought my Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy 2 there.
Oh, apparently Zany Brainy used to be called Noodle Cadoodle.
That's kind of great, actually. It's too bad it's not around. I mean, that seems like it could be due for a comeback with that name.
I don't know if it might still be around, but I haven't seen one in a long time. In fact, I think that's the only one I ever saw, but I remember hearing like my cousin talk about one somewhere else.
This is so stupid. So I can't. There's an invisible wall here. I guess I'm not allowed to get up here by going this way. I can't do anything here. Turn around.
I don't think that's a platform you can stand on.
How do you think my back's feeling?
It really doesn't look like it to me.
Noodle Cadoodle. I love it. Actually.
I'm gonna look it up. See what the. Actually, I'm gonna look up Zany Brainy first to see if I remember what the logo looked like. Oh yeah. It says Zany Brainy, a zillion neat things for kids. Noodle Cadoodle.
I'm getting really sore from riding.
Oh, is it Noodle Caboodle? Or Cadoodle? No, wait. Noodle Caboodle is Looks like some sort of like casserole.
Well, yeah,
Noodle.
that makes sense.
Cadoodle toy store. Oh, it's Noodle Kid Doodle.
Oh,
I kind of
okay.
like it less now. Noodle Kid Doodle. That's kind of lame.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd say it's lame.
I don't care a lot for the logo either. Like it's just like this kid with this weird wavy hair. You know what's always been like a kind of weird pet peeve of mine?
What?
Like, you know, like when you draw like a smiley face, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've always vastly preferred smiley face. You know, if you're going to like draw like a dimple or whatever on the other side of your smile, I've always preferred the ones that are like, you know, I don't know whether concave or convex is really the way to word it, but I've always preferred the ones that are like more upside down in relation to the smile. Whereas like, you know, the ones that like would be more like a chubby cheek sort of, you know, one. Like, I mean, if you're drawing a character where that makes sense on, that's one thing, but like there was like a particular style of like really generic kid, you know, like I remember seeing them in schools. Like in school, there was like this like really generic style that you would see on like, you know, posters or whatever. And it was like, you know, characters of all shapes and sizes. And they would just have these little mouths with these like the little chubby cheek dimples. And like it didn't, like it was like there was no reason, like it looked like they just had like food in their mouth or something, but there was no reason for it.
Yeah.
And they had like these little tiny eyes that were like, I don't think they were touching, but just like small eyes. Like, I don't know. It was just, I remember just staring at those posters in, you know, elementary school on the wall. And I'm just like, I do not like this art style.
But speaking of posters, there was the book fair was at my daughter's school this week, and she like decided to get a couple of posters, and they're just like they are exactly the kind of posters you expect a second grader to get. There's a one that has a cat, and it's holding a donut.
Oh,
and it says,
is it like a real? Is there a real cat?
Yeah, but it's like photoshopped the donut on it, and it says "Donut Disturb." And there's another one with a dog that has a unicorn horn.
Oh.
And it says "Be magical." And they're like big posters.
Yeah, are you gonna get them framed, or is she just gonna like put them on the wall?
No, they're just like taped on the wall. But
how much did they cost?
Oh, they're probably like I mean, I'd like to imagine that they probably only cost like $3, but probably more like $5-6 in today's money.
She didn't even she like wasn't even thinking of it as like a do not disturb.
No, she was.
Poster.
I mean, she's like,
she was.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have a door to put it on, but I think that she just liked it. Like that's what she wanted.
Right. I mean, I was thinking like she just liked it because it was a cat with a donut. Like
yeah.
I feel like.
Well, she's like it says donut disturb, and I can I can appreciate that.
Is she too young to be like?
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I mean, not all the time, but the dog is supposed to be magical, and I'm like, what is that? She's like, it's a popcorn.
A popcorn.
Like, oh, okay. I mean, like, I'm just supposed to know.
How do you think my back's feeling?
They literally say they have the same 2 lines of banter between them on every level. Like, it doesn't. It says my back is getting sore from riding, and it's like, how do you think my back feels? And they say the same thing over and over again. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I feel like something was supposed to open up that did not.
You know, sometimes in like these early days of every game having voice samples, you know, you really gotta wonder what they were thinking.
Oh, you can do like a
sometimes.
first-person view. Look at that.
But like, you really gotta wonder
Such an old troll, you sure are heavy.
why no one was like, wow, that's gonna be really annoying to hear that again and again and again and again.
Look at this. Look at these. The sheeps. Oh, hey there. Can I push you in the mud?
Someone was asking something about the dip switches on G-SCART. Do the new G-SCARTs have dip switches?
I think they might.
How do you
I know that like my old one has dip switches, but yeah, I can't. You know, I don't really know what to tell you, but I when I first got my original G-SCART, I was having trouble. With like, you know, some image
I'm
instability.
really trying to push this guy in the mud. I'm gonna see if I can do it.
And I couldn't.
Oh, geez. How did he turn evil? I must have pushed him off of like the Holy Land, and now he's like,
I guess so.
now he's in there.
Because they only I think they're only good on the good land, and they'll turn bad again
Yeah,
eventually.
I forced him into it.
But I
There he
did
goes.
have trouble when I got my very first G-SCART. This was before like I understood very much about like sync signals and things like that. This was like really early in our RGB stuff. It was actually kind of the impetus for
Figuring out sync.
for making the sync episode, because I'm
Yeah.
like, man, like there's just stuff I don't understand here. Like I need to figure this stuff out. And to be honest, I can't quite remember what the problem was and what fixed it. And then when I was like trying to recreate the problem, I like couldn't recreate it. So, I mean, you should be able to
How do you think my back's feeling?
get things working, but like I don't know if you're dealing with like a FrameMeister or a PVM or an OSSC or something. At the time, I was having trouble with a FrameMeister, and what solved my problem was to get the SCART adapter that has the sync stripper for the FrameMeister.
Right.
For some reason, that fixed it, and it didn't matter
Oh.
whether I think it didn't matter whether I had like the C-Sync dip switch on the G-SCART or not. Like I still had to have the sync stripper adapter on the FrameMeister. But then I had trouble recreating the problem when I tried to recreate it. The newest version, 5.2, which is way newer than anything I have experience with.
Yeah, I feel like we have like a 4 point something as our newest ones. Or the
SNES
light.
Junior, which is RGB and C-Sync modded, but not outputting any
I can't get out of here. I was stuck.
or you're not getting a signal from it on the G-SCART. I don't really know what to tell you with that.
We got a $2 donation from Ben Brody. Thank you. Who says, "Name your favorite salad dressing." My favorite salad dressing is probably Thousand Island.
It's a good question because, like, I feel like ranch is my go-to, but it's probably not my favorite. But it's like the safe one. You know what I really like is, call me pedestrian or whatever, but like I really like Olive Garden. An Olive Garden salad is great.
Don't you think I already know?
Like I like the, whatever. I don't think it's strictly speaking Italian dressing, but whatever is on, the dressing that the salad that they give you like for the table to share.
Right.
I really like the dressing on there.
Don't you think I already know that?
No, I do not particularly care for blue cheese. My dad always gets blue cheese if it's an option. But I don't really like blue cheese that much.
Blue cheese is good. I like blue cheese on like chicken wings.
Yeah, I can eat it, but it doesn't add anything that I like to the flavor. Like anytime I eat it, like
it doesn't bring anything to the table.
What years was I living in Ohio? I think it was 91 to 94. I know I left in 94, and I'm pretty sure I was there 3 years. So I'm pretty sure it was 91 to 94. I lived in Amelia, Ohio.
Did it. You really just got to jam on the analog stick. I'm trying to finish this level before you call it a night.
I can't believe you voluntarily gone this far past the hour. When you finish this level, you need to take a look at take account of how many levels there are and how many you beat.
Okay.
Like I'm curious what percentage of the game you actually managed to finish.
Are you trying to say that I should see if I can finish it?
No, I'm just curious. Like, what if it turned out you were like a quarter through the game?
I
don't think you are though.
You never know.
Is it weird that I think there's like a hint of like something that tastes like apples in blue cheese?
Huh.
Like I feel like my brain should not be registering an apple flavor, but it does. And like this happens even when I didn't realize blue cheese was on something. Like something that kind of tastes like apples. Gaming Boys with $2 again saying best stream ever. Thank you, gentlemen. I don't think we've ever made one person so happy with the stream.
Yeah, no. I know it's always fun to. I think people probably are always curious what we're gonna have streaming for each week, but I'm not above. We can take you know, like requests. I think here and there. I think that's fine.
Sure. I mean, I don't think we have a system behind it, but you know. Oh, Ben Brody gave $2 asking, saying, "I like fried egg on a burger."
Oh
What
man,
about you
I love
guys?
it. Love it.
You know, I don't think I've ever tried it. I've always chickened out.
Really? Oh man, that's awesome.
I mean, I've always chickened out because it's just like it seems weird.
No, it's good. It is good.
Like it's like you know when you're going to order a hamburger, it's like you don't want to mess it up. You know, I like experimental burgers. Like I like weird burgers, but like with stuff like guacamole and whatever on it, that is gonna be good. You know?
Yeah.
Like an egg, like
You may ask
I
me
like
one
eggs.
question.
I like burgers.
Once
It's just
I was the noblest amongst the noble.
I don't know.
The
Like
highest sorcerer amongst my people.
I don't know. It's just
But now
it
I am
is a little
vessel,
weird to me.
slave
I
to
just
power
I've
so
never
forced
Oh,
to
I love
power
it.
and Control.
Love it.
I am what you, my child.
I've never been able to bring myself to order one because it's like every time I see one on the menu, it's like,
Whoa.
well, that sounds.
You see that was the dark unicorn. The dark unicron. So there's 3. I have 3, 7, 11, 15. 15 levels left.
Ew, guacamole. How do you
Ooh,
not
yum.
like guacamole?
Oh,
How can you
I
not
love
like
it.
Guacamole?
I use that as like the prime example for my kids, saying they never want to try anything,
Mhm.
and I said, you guys like avocado. I avoided avocado for so long because I thought it was probably going to be gross, and now it's one of my favorite things.
Mhm.
And I kick myself for not having it for so long in my life.
I feel like it was a long time before I even really knew what it was. Like, I feel like, I mean, maybe it was just me not being aware of it, but I feel like it wasn't very prevalent on the East Coast, like when we were kids.
Start my life an eating channel. I mean, I don't think I would be on it very much.
Yeah, Corey's one of Corey's lines lately has been, I think I've realized I'm not very passionate about food.
Yeah. I mean, I was clearly passionate about the egg on a burger, but I mean, I just don't think about it all that much.
Yeah, I like food a lot, but like I'm not like. I mean,
Quinn Obai, Lun Masa, like these are obnoxious names.
I don't have like very highfalutin tastes in food, but I love to eat. What can I say?
I see that Drugs I Love is saying, why not stream on Twitch? And mainly because our audience is here. I mean, we streamed on Twitch a bunch at the beginning of the year, like during the daytime, and that's something we'll be returning to probably after the new year. We just don't have time to do it right now.
Right. Like those are just like really simple, casual.
Yeah, but I mean, we became like affiliates or whatever. And
yeah, we did manage to at least get that far, but like our main streams will always be here, or at least that's the plan, and they have been for years and years, because like this is just where people know to find us.
Yeah,
like not that many people go to our streams on Twitch, but you put a stream live on YouTube and immediately a bunch of people come to it. More people than I ever imagined would come to a stream.
Yeah. I mean, I think our dedication to having it weekly for so long. I mean, I was just thinking about, we probably only missed probably a total of 10 streams in almost 5 years of streaming, probably.
Yeah, probably something like that.
And
I would
it's
guess.
always been on Sunday. Always been on Sunday.
Very with $2, thank you. If you go to Twitch, I will get you banned from it.
But I mean, just for the most part, I think that we're pretty happy on here. Let's see if I go to in the movie gallery. Is it? Oh, how many movies are there total?
How many movies? What?
Oh, look at this. It lets you have the movies for like at the end of each level too. Prism's first vision, second, third vision.
Oh man,
there's a lot of movies here. See if we can watch the third vision where you can see the dark unicorn.
You are a
It's October. What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, then, let your
Honestly, my favorite scary movie is probably it's between Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead.
I was the noblest amongst the noble.
Original
the
Dawn of the Dead
highest
and original
sorcerer
Night of the
amongst
Living
my
Dead.
people. But now
I decided I just really like those movies. I like how bleak they are.
I mean, I love a lot of horror movies. But in terms of like actually being scared by a horror movie, I think, in my opinion, the scariest movie I've ever seen is Blair Witch Project.
Scariest
like,
movie?
I still think that movie is very scary.
And they give you like you can stop thinking about it for days after seeing it.
I can't remember, but definitely pretty scary. Like in terms of like what my actual favorite horror movie is, I mean, like I couldn't, like I mean, you know, regardless of whether like how scary it is, because like I mean, be honest, like most of the time when I watch a horror movie, like I don't think it's actually like that scary.
Yeah. I mean, when I think of movies that really affected me from being so scary, definitely Halloween 3 as a kid, they really scared me. I didn't realize that it was supposed to be different than the previous movies. I remember renting it, and it's just the probably like as a kid seeing that one kid die when his like head turns into like the rotten pumpkin. Like, it really freaked me out.
Yeah, it's a unique movie for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I like all like the classic, you know, your Halloween, your Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, like all that stuff. Like even when they go, you know, way off the rails, like it's still pretty fun. Oh, we got Ben Brody got a $5 donation in here with a $250 million question. 250 million, but every time you yawn, you have to drop everything you are doing and take a nap in the nearest public bath for at least 20 minutes.
What if you built a public bathroom right outside your house?
I mean, I don't think I could do it without like some sort of like pill to help me sleep, because like I just do not fall asleep that way. I don't take naps. Like I remember I just swore off naps when I was, you know,
if you're in your house, you can just nap there.
I swore off naps when I was, I don't know, probably like 13 or 14 or something, because like every time I woke up from one, like I felt like garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that way, but my big thing was when I stopped, I never really took them, and you know, my kids don't either, which they definitely get from me. My wife loves naps and will take them whenever she can. I mean, she took them to a movie today, and she took a nap during the movie. Uh, but I always feel like I'm missing out on something.
Yes, that's exactly it. Like I feel like I've missed. Like it's just this weird feeling that daylight has passed you by.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird feeling. I feel like I've missed out, and I feel like guilty, dirty. I don't really know how. I don't like it. Like the most recent time I took a nap was like when I was just like so miserably sick that like I just being awake was misery.
Yeah. I got a $2 donation from Gaming Below. It just says $1 million, but it's PRYZM only for gaming forever.
Absolutely not.
For only $1 million, why not? Only $1 million. I mean, you know when you're in love, when you don't want to sleep because finally reality is better than your dreams. I mean, I don't know. I just hate taking naps.
I feel like garbage when I take a nap. But of course, when I was sick and I took a nap, I did feel better from that. But that's only because I felt so bad being awake. So.
I gotta go nap in the nearest bathroom. So no naps because you're YouTube stars. No, I just don't. I've never liked taking naps. I mean, I don't know. It's just something about it. Like my kids hate taking naps too. I've tried to get them to take naps.
Yeah, I like to get all my sleep
They
done.
They don't like to sleep late either. Although
one big chunk.
I mean, kids can basically eat whatever they want and sleep as late as they want. They don't want to do either. I got a $5 donation for love of the game. Who says for everyone is always excited to see you in every place you go to and makes you feel welcome, but pets will always have a strange fear and avoid you. That's the
that one's come up. That one's come up before.
Yeah. For $1 million.
Yeah. For $5.
I mean for $1 million, I'd definitely do that.
I mean, I like dogs. That would make me sad for dogs to be scared of me.
A really good game that was overlooked was Singularity. Is that the one where you can make the ground cave in or build it up?
Oh yeah, I think
is that Singularity?
I feel like John was talking about that game not that long ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the one I'm thinking of.
I think I know what you're talking about. I definitely think that generation is due for some gym talk. Whoa!
Paul.
Whoa!
Paul, you're killing us. He's like, I want PRYZM to be the most lucrative stream ever, $49.99. That's amazing to me because I was like, oh, no one's gonna come and watch this tonight. Like the only person that's gonna be in the chat is Gaming Blows, and
people have been so excited. Oh my gosh!
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, now we gotta wait until this timer is up.
That might be a bit. What do you go? You should. I mean, now that we're well past 11, you're allowed to play things that aren't PRYZM.
All right, let me see what I can
Chapter
pull out
One,
really
the
quick.
Dark Unicorn.
All right, it's gonna be another PS2 game. Hang
on. Thank you so much. Singularity is the one where you have the watch and can change time and whatnot. I don't know if it's what I'm thinking of or not. Like I kind of grouped that in with stuff like there was like Dark Void and there was Prototype. Like I kind of lumped those in with those like kind of like AAA looking games that I don't think people paid a whole lot of attention to, but I think were supposedly decentish, but no one really played. I've got like a bit of a curiosity for those games, I guess. I haven't played Titanfall 2 yet, but Coury has. It's apparently real short, so I should just do it. Joshua Helmicke with $5. Coury should finish his game in Layered 8. I mean, maybe he should. Maybe he should. I mean, you know, save it for a marathon or something. It seems to have resonated with some people for sure. It's always fun to have like bad games for long haul marathons. I wonder if I've got anything that would be a good fit for that. I mean, I've already done Sonic 06 for a marathon. That was like such a weird thing of like initial shock of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it really is that bad. And then like, but over the course of the game, I just like got so used to how janky it is, and there was just kind of this acceptance where it was just like, it was like so overwhelmingly bad in the beginning, but then it was just like, I can deal with this. Oh, GPT kind of likes Sonic 06. I mean, I feel like I have, having gone through the whole game, like I feel like I almost have a bit of a kinship with it myself. Like I thought the Robotnik fight was actually pretty well done. Like at the end of Sonic's story, I thought it was pretty well done. The final boss, like after you finish all the paths, though, that was not very good.
It's not Sky Gunner. I was very close to putting on Rumble Roses.
Oh gosh.
It was between that or Britney's Dance Beat, and I went with neither one of them.
I'm hoping for Mr. Mosquito.
Oh, Mr. Mosquito. No. Something that's gonna surprise you, probably.
Okay. I didn't know you had Britney's Dance Beat though. I thought Joe had it.
No. Oh, it's true.
What's this loading screen gonna be? I don't know this character. Oh, is this a cave game?
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's 240p or
It's
interlaced.
not. It's not. I wish. I wonder if there's a way to force it. I wonder if it'd be better to use the
So is this an import?
Yeah, I got this when we were in Japan.
What is your system modded for imports, or what method do you use?
Yeah, it has a chip in it. Yeah. I don't have a save file for this.
So wait, which game exactly is this again?
This is Mushihimesama.
Mushihimesama.
Yeah.
Who did the port of this?
I don't know. I love the soundtrack in this game. Yeah, it's unfortunate it's 4DI. But I wonder if I could force this to 240 using, was it GM? Should I try it? or at least 480p.
I mean, I think you would be losing resolution. I mean, it looks fine enough here. I mean, you can tell the scaling's off, but I mean, it would have to be like I have no idea what the arcade resolution is, but like what your vertical resolution needs to be is more like what, 320 or maybe even.
Yeah, I could probably. I mean,
660.
you can change that probably to
or 640. I meant.
Where's the... Oh, I see. Okay.
Could you ever see yourself like
being really good at this?
Could you ever see yourself like setting up like a tate station?
I mean, I should just do it with one of my PVMs, one of my ones that I have in the other room. I mean, I could even do it with like one of my tiny ones.
Right, but wouldn't you also like need it for like some HD stuff too?
Probably.
I mean, the thing is, it's interesting about it is like that's like really hard to do with like standard TVs, but like PVMs, which like weren't even.
Yeah. Can you see if you can figure out this? Maybe this game has a 480p mode. Can you see if there's anything online about it?
I doubt it. So 480p.
There's a port of this on the Xbox 360, but it's not region free.
Really? You have it?
I have the second one.
Oh, that one's free or region free.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see anything. Let's see anything offhand.
Well, it might be worth. I'm curious now. I might try to force it later on. Oh.
I have not, I don't know if Corey's playing any more ukulele. I have not beaten the impossible layer yet. I have like I'll say like 42 out of the 48 B's. But I've only managed to get like 50% through the impossible layer so far. I've tried like, I don't know, maybe 4 times so far.
It looks like the stream is like in 30 frames. At least on my like looking at OBS, it looks like it's only 30 frames.
Sometimes you have that issue where your capture card locks onto it weirdly. I mean, the game is moving at such a pace that I can't really tell. Like it's, you know, scrolls slowly.
The stream is definitely 30. Yeah, all right. Well, I'm not gonna fix it right now.
You've had issues with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I don't know what.
Let me just try this real quick. See if this
is your capture card just like locking on to 30, or is OBS doing something weird?
No.
I have a hard time telling when it's like in a smaller window, like here.
Another $5 from Ben Brody.
Oh, 750 million. That's a lot of millions. But anytime you see somebody wearing socks and sandals, you have to find the nearest basketball court and make a half-court shot.
Wearing socks and sandals. Oh man.
I don't know what that has to do with basketball, but I might take that because like I don't really pay attention to what kind of shoes people wear. So I doubt I would notice it very often. So that might be a pretty good deal. I might take that one. Like like is it only count if it's like in real life? Like if you saw someone in a movie, like can you get away with not having to do anything about it? Oh, you have to stay there until you make a shot? You don't just like try for it?
You probably get really good at it eventually.
Oh, and you have to start paying attention to shoes? Like I don't want to pay attention to shoes.
Even for $750 million.
I mean, I don't know how. I mean, how often does this really happen? I mean, I have no concept of it.
Yeah, the sound is really low in this game too.
I mean, I could not make that shot realistically, not right now, but like I'm sure like if that was a deal I took, I could start to get decent enough to make that shot. I mean, I couldn't even begin to tell you what's like the best basketball shot I've ever done. I mean, I don't know if I've thrown a basket at a basketball at a basket since high school. Maybe gym class in college. I honestly can't remember if we did anything basketball related.
Wait, gym class in college?
Yeah, we had to take a gym class in college. Did you not?
Every year or every semester?
Just one. You had to take one
Physical education.
one basic PE class and one sports skills class.
Huh. I mean, I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, I had one PE class and tennis skills.
But I don't feel like I
And I
had to do
like
that.
there was like a couple of people in that class who just like, we had no sport talent whatsoever. We just played together. I mean, it was basically just, participation, I mean, I made A's in both. I mean, even though I was garbage, there were some, quizzes and tests and stuff. I made good grades on those. As long as you showed up and didn't sit out, and made the grade on the quizzes and tests, you were fine.
No, it has nothing to do with it. But Paul, if you see the number up at the top of the chat there, where it has your donation amount. I mean, I would just think it's polite to stick around. I mean, if you don't care, then I mean, seriously, just play Space Harrier instead of this game. Space Harrier, Space Harrier, Space Harrier.
Do you have a good version of Space Harrier on the PS2?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Hang on.
Why don't you pop it in? Sounds like a good RPG. Socks and sandals. I don't know. It sounds more like a slow paced indie experience to me. $2 for Space Harrier. Well, looks like it's happening. We will be welcomed to the Fantasy Zone. I had this thing when Fred and I used to play Cruising USA, and every time you finish a level and like you make a score that's worthy of putting your 3-letter initials into, it comes up with this like license plate printing machine, and it says "Welcome to the Hall of Fame." We were in middle school, and I just had this dumb thing of saying, I don't feel very welcome to the Hall of Fame, and like he hated every time I said that, and like it kind of got to this point where like every time that came up, like we would just like start laughing, because like even if I didn't say it, we would just start laughing. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Got those M2 options here.
Yeah. So, if you're playing a version that uses an analog stick, it always functions like a like the arcade stick, where you always center to the middle, or you go back to the center.
Which I like.
See, I kind of do, but it's like, I mean, that's not the way that I'm used to doing it. If you go to, where is it? Controller, change it to the directional button, then it can, be like this with the D-pad. Then it just like keeps you wherever you're.
Okay. I mean, I obviously you have played a ton of home console Space Harrier.
Yeah, probably too much.
I have played much less, so like I kind of like the recentering concept.
So Paul, please don't donate a couple $100 so we have to stay up to 4 a.m. Please.
On the title screen, wasn't he sitting on a different thing than?
He sits on the shoulder of the robot.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought it was something else. I thought I could have swore normally he was like sitting on something else.
Sound effects are a little loud. At least right now they feel like they're too loud. If I can adjust that. Nope.
Is this your favorite home console way to play Phantasy Star?
Or
Space Harrier?
No, the Saturn version with the mission stick.
Oh.
Though this does have the option for a USB flight stick.
Now the Saturn.
I wonder what USB flight sticks even work with that.
The Saturn game also has like a 3D game in it, right? Like a 3D, a new like Space Harrier 3 or whatever, right?
The Saturn version?
There's like a polygon game, right? On Saturn?
No. That's the Sega Ages, the 2500.
Oh, before this.
Yes.
Is it a remake or an original game?
Klonoa Wii came with coupon for a free taco at a place called Wahoo's. That's crazy. Thank you for the $5, by the way. I got really excited when I saw that. I mean, is that in all copies of it in the box?
That feels a little bit familiar.
I mean, I'll grab my copy and take a look at it.
It feels a little familiar, but I've never seen a Wahoo's.
Me either.
I mean, I feel like most places, like the only like fast food taco places, like Taco Bell.
I wish the stream
I mean,
wasn't at 30 frames per second. It should not be. That's too bad it is. I see it now on this, too.
Yeah, it's easier to see on Space Harrier. That's okay. It doesn't particularly bother me.
I love know what those things are called? Those octagon things that look like dice.
Uh-huh.
They're called Bins Beans.
Biz Beans?
Yeah. Or Bins Bean. I think it's Bins Bean.
I mean, like, some guy, like, in the American office just, like, probably just had to come
No.
up with
It's like,
names for this stuff.
I think that's like the Japanese name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bizubinu? No, Emperor Ernest found his free Wahoo.
You're doing great.
Always think of that title screen, you know. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Wahoo!
Yeah. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. In the arcade, Stage 6 was always the place where I could make it to on 1 credit.
There was a
Get ready.
there was a place that was built here. Oh, I don't know, probably like 12 years ago, maybe.
Called Bins
Taco-
Beans.
It was called Taco Bueno, and that I believe is a chain that's headquartered in Oklahoma. And I have seen them out like that way, but it was like just like a test market location. Like I remember looking it up, and like apparently the one that was built in my area was just like, I mean, I think it was pretty isolated. I don't think there was any others anywhere near. And they opened like a few test markets, and I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I ate there several times, but I don't even know if it lasted a year. But then it became the location that it was in. It was like the standalone restaurant, and later it became Mount Fuji Express. And
I just found out that there is a Chinese restaurant here in Cincinnati, or in the surrounding area, called Kung Food.
Is it like FOOD or like?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that's pretty great. Yeah, Mount Fuji Express. It was pretty good, and now it's this. It's this place called American Deli, which seems to be a chain of some description. But it's like it's not really like a deli like you would think. It's like it's kind of just like fast food, but like I don't know how to describe it. Like they've got this hamburger that like it kind of just tastes like your normal average fast food hamburger, but it's like kind of a lot. It's just like bigger.
Really?
And it's like really like pretty basic. There's nothing fancy about it. It doesn't have like this amazing taste or anything, but like for some reason, like I kind of find myself drawn to it. Like I found myself having really taken a shine in recent years to just like a good, simple, like diner style burger.
Okay.
Like nothing too fancy about it.
So it's
like I definitely really enjoy fancier burgers, but like something about just a simple burger. It's like yeah.
So speaking of fast food, so right now McDonald's has these like their Happy Meal toys or Pokemon things.
Oh, okay.
And you get these like little Pokeball things, and they shoot out like these like discs that have different Pokemon on it, so you can pretend like you're catching it or something like that. Anyways, like my kids have like been way into it. Like they both got one, and then they have 3 of them between them now, and like they don't know who any of the Pokemon is. Because Pokemon, like I didn't play Pokemon at all because it came out when in my first year of college, so I just didn't play. Anyway, so I don't know like basically any of the Pokemon names. And there was this one that my son was like really wanted to like find out who was on his, and we went to a farmer's market last week, and we went to this one guy like owns this farm, and he was selling like this like bacon and pork and stuff that he like that he raised and butchered the pigs himself. Anyways, and he's just someone you wouldn't expect, and he's like, so my son pulls out his thing, and he's like, do you know what Pokemon is, or what this Pokemon is on here? And he's like, oh yes, that's Executor. You just wouldn't expect. He's like, oh, that's Executor. just immediately knew who Executor is. I mean, and it's like I might know some of the original ones.
I don't know if you pronounce it Executor or Executor.
He said Executor.
Yeah,
but it's funny because Monty doesn't remember what the name, like what it was exactly. So now it's like morphed into where he's calling it Zoodacutor. I don't know how that happened, but this guy is just like, it's Executor. Who you just wouldn't? Or I was like buying some bacon.
It's like the palm tree with the eggs on it.
Yes, exactly, and that's not one of the original ones, right?
Oh, it is. That's one of the original 150.
Oh.
Unless it's like it was like a big thing when Pokemon Sun and Moon came out, because they had like the special region versions of some of the earlier Pokemon, and like you definitely saw pictures of like the version of it that was like stupidly tall. Like you definitely saw pictures because it was a meme for a while. Oh no, thank you. Paul Sutton's thing just went away, and then Alex Lazar donates $24.99. Awesome, love your videos, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. I guess we're gonna see Space Harrier through to the end then.
Well, you're doing really good.
Well, I mean, I crammed it full of credits.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I've done decent. Isn't overall, I think.
I don't know if your timing on that donation was intentional, but thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, that's Executor.
Yeah.
But now.
I mean, there's a pretty high chance of like people knowing the original 150.
Exactly.
Especially with like Pokemon Go and stuff. Like Pokemon Go, like I don't know if it has like more Pokemon now, but when it first came out, like it was just the original.
You're doing great.
I didn't realize it
shoot.
was after midnight.
Oh my, it is. Wow, I didn't realize it either. Ugh, I'm falling apart. I'm just gonna put some more credits in there. Unfortunately, it's at 30 frames per second, but it is what it is.
Well, not on your screen.
Right, right.
You know, I mean, that's what matters for the person playing. For watching, I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. Not for watching. I have not tried an SC2S and ES Pro.
Yeah, as far as I know,
don't think
there's
you have.
it's exactly the same right now.
It just has potential.
Ah, shoot.
Get ready.
Man, oh, rocks are coming right at me. But I definitely feel as though I've gotten a lot better at this game over the years since starting the channel. Except for now, I'm doing a lot worse.
A lot further
I mean,
in it than I expected when I was playing in Yakuza 0, but not nearly this far.
is PRYZM probably is. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe I feel like the Mario Maker 2 was
Mario Maker 2 was pretty
was-
popular.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. People have been pretty crazy with donations tonight.
yeah.
Mario Maker 2 was very popular. That's the one to beat. I don't know what it was though, but people. That was a fun stream. That was one of my favorites. Like, especially because like I had no idea I was going to enjoy the game that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was just kind of like, you know, I'm going to regret if I don't get it. I you know, and I want to do that 2D Mario game video, and you know, it's got like a single player mode, you know, with like pre-made levels, and I'm like, I should just get it. And so I like got it, you know, just a couple hours before streaming it, and I just had, it was just like so. I just was not expecting to enjoy playing user-made levels nearly as much as I did.
I can't believe I haven't died on this part. Here they come! Oh! Oh.
Get ready.
More battle scenes will soon be available.
You're doing great.
Hmm?
That's what it says when you die. More battle scenes will soon be available.
Sounds like DLC.
I know, right? And there comes the Bins Beans.
How many levels are there?
18, I think.
Get ready.
It's like kind of a crazy number of levels, really.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Afterburner
mean,
2
no, there's
is
not
like the
much,
same.
like,
I think Afterburner
to
2 has 20.
Oh wow.
I had like 22, maybe.
Get ready.
Because the final gauntlet here is pretty. Oh my god!
What?
You now made more.
Oh. Thank you.
Thank you so much. he's just timing it out.
I think you made more from PRYZM than TDK.
Probably.
I mean, who knows? It probably went out of business as soon.
Jeez. You do not have to
This
stay up.
boss is crazy. I've never seen this boss before.
Well, that's the third boss.
Is
like
it?
it's just a boss rush here.
I don't remember that boss.
Jeez, Paul.
Well, I don't think we can exactly stay up through that.
Well,
but-
I mean, he says that you don't have to stay up, but we'll go for a
We'll
while.
go for the
longer.
end of space.
Is there
Harrier.
anything that you would like me to play? That I might have.
Well, maybe for a future stream.
Well, I mean, just even for a little bit now. If there's anything that you...
I mean, I probably need to be going to bed pretty soon anyway. But...
Get ready.
Well, if there's... Now play what you like. Man. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Jeez. Well, at least I'm going to beat Space Harrier tonight. I'm almost there.
So just like put in like the maximum. Can you put in credits like while you're playing?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I didn't have to use as that many really. I'm surprised that I didn't die a ton.
Yeah, you've done good.
There it is, off into the sunset, the end. We're gonna cover Analog Pocket by the time it's released. Hopefully.
I mean,
yeah.
hopefully. I mean, you know, assuming
No.
you know we can get a review unit, which you know with the analog stuff we have thus far. Oh man, look at that super scalar in DN.
I guess I'm DZ. See, he's on the robot shoulder. That's what kind of stuff they have. See, we can do the view the super play really quick. We'll just watch some of the super play. So this is the super play is a replay, obviously, of somebody who's really good at the game.
Get ready.
And this is always likes to get hit by the bush at the beginning there.
I wonder who recorded it.
I don't know, but they're very precise.
Why does he go through the bush?
Probably just something they do out like.
Oh, he's
do
just
for
like
fun.
shooting one shot.
I know. They know exactly where they're coming from.
That's like it kind of looks tool assisted if you ask me.
No. Definitely
To
not.
be able
This-
to-
no,
that kind of accuracy.
listen, if
like-
you are so good you can beat this game without dying, then you have certainly played this first level enough to know exactly to have it memorized. You could do it in your sleep. I mean, people can play Punch Out blindfolded. They certainly can know exactly how many shots you need to shoot to kill every enemy in the first stage of Space Harrier.
That blows my mind. I always do like running on the ground in this game, though. It just looks cool.
Let's see here. Oh, look at that. There's a score for the music.
The score for the music.
Yeah, the background music score. Can't really tell in 480i very well, but
Wow.
oh no, it's 240p. It looks better
It's like
in 40.
handwritten.
Yeah, I mean it's like the original. If I put it in 40p,
crazy.
it looks better. Hang on. Then we'll wrap it up here. What am I doing? So you can see a bit better now. Oh yeah, like I mean that's cool, right?
I'm a bit behind.
I've never
Yeah.
played a. I mean, I guess the only time I played a sit-down one was when we were in Chicago last year.
What do you?
When
would
they
you
had
have
the
done?
sit-down version of Galloping Ghosts. I mainly played the upright one.
Oh, yeah. You know, should I tell everyone the cameo Easter egg in the for that shot in
Oh yeah, in the
M2 documentary?
yeah, sure.
I don't think anyone has ever.
Because I cut it right before you see his face.
Well, you see his face, but like
It's so quick, I guess.
it's so quick. So there's a shot in the M2 documentary of a sit-down Space Harrier cabinet, and it does this slow zoom out, and like right before Coury cuts the clip, you can see like the face, like just the side of the face of who's playing the cabinet. It's Joe Redifer.
Oh, this is wrong.
When we were at Galloping Ghost, Joe was like shooting some B-roll of like the Ghouls and Ghosts arcade cabinet. And there was this one guy who was like, I know that guy. But like, I don't think he ever went up and talked to him though.
Yeah. You got this game, right? You bought this.
I did. The aspect ratio is kind of weird here. It's like kind of wide.
Well, you have a choice. You can I could the other one I just feel is too narrow though.
What like it looks like some of the left side is like cut off though. Like Master System is definitely
It's wider.
Master System is weirdly proportioned for sure.
But I mean, I don't think of this as.
Yeah, that doesn't look right either.
I mean, I always went with the 512 by 224. Let's really quick. Let's just jump back to the title screen and see, because there's some other stuff. There's Space Harrier 2 and Space Harrier 3D. And you can play it without 3D glasses, obviously. On the actual cartridge version, you can play it without 3D glasses, but you have to actually play and get a top 10 score, and then put your name in as a certain name.
Really, that's weird.
Well, it's really obnoxious.
So is this like, are these like different levels?
Yeah, it's a new game. It's a different game.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's only for Master System.
Mm-hmm. It's as you can tell by looking at it, it's much worse than the original.
Yeah, I mean, I'm. There's no Arcade Space Harrier 2 either, is there?
No.
You know, I'm surprised Naoki Hori never funded a arcade version of.
Well, there's a Planet Harriers, but I've never played Planet Harriers.
What is it?
It's like a Naomi-based space, like, but it's weird. I just from what I've seen of videos and stuff. I've never played one though.
Planet Harriers.
The second level music in this game is really good.
I mean, it looks kind of cool in screenshots. I mean, it definitely looks Naomi.
Yeah. Oh, Planet Harriers is by the Yakuza director. I guess I would.
Oh, forget his name. I'm watching a video. One of the playable characters is a nurse with a gigantic syringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very, very late 90s, early 2000s Sega.
Yeah.
Which, like, I love that era of Sega just because it's so weird. Sega was
games
just so weird in that era.
I'm pretty sure the Otomedius, the footage is at the very end of part 3.
I mean, I don't know. I think this.
You think this looks good?
This Planet Harriers. I mean, it's like
Planet Harriers. I thought you were talking about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of Panzer Dragoon-y. It's like got a lock-on mechanic.
Yeah.
And there's no home port, huh?
No. Like at Space Harrier's shoes. Like those are the shoes that he's just wearing as like business. It's like he'd wear them
Just
with like
brown shoes, like Mario shoes.
Yeah.
It kind of looks more like a kid there.
Yeah, like longer hair. No beans in this game. Oh, look at.
Beans.
See, I wonder. Hang on. I'm gonna go back to the Master System game and see if it actually says beans. Oh. And then we'll call it a night. Slaps and beans. Is it worth buying? That's the. Did I order that? Like I feel like
Slaps and Beans. What's that?
Yeah, it's like a.
Oh, that British brawling game or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like I may have ordered it, but I honestly don't remember anymore. Seriously, like I feel like there's just so many things like that these days that I don't even know anymore.
I remember like the limited run. Sometimes I can forget because there's so many of those. I sometimes forget like, oh, what did I order? I think I did, but then like I've not ordered nearly as many super rare games or strictly limited, so I tend to remember a bit better.
Look at this picture. Look at this picture here. He's like, oh.
Yeah, there it is. But there's the bunny.
There it is. There it is. Look at.
I'm behind.
I feel like if I was a DJ, I'd be DJ Binsbean.
20-side spaceship.
Yeah. Good old Binsbean.
DJ Binsbean.
Oh. Got me right in the Binsbean. Right in the Binsbeans.
Oh, I've got bad news. The Binsbean is not up for grabs on Twitter.
Oh.
The avatar is a Binsbean.
Is it really?
It is.
Right in the Binsbean.
It looks like Ben's Bean posted a lot of Splatoon 2 screenshots.
Oh, Ben's
like,
Bean.
like if you go to this Twitter page, like it is literally nothing but Splatoon 2. Oh, and then all of a sudden there's Breath of the Wild.
And then there's like a lone Ben's Bean.
There's like a few Breath of the Wild things, and everything else is just like Splatoon 2 screenshots. but the avatar is a Ben's Bean.
Well,
DJ Ben's Bean, sponsored by Dixie Chili.
Yeah, I mean, I love that word.
Ben's Bean.
You got the rollies. The rollie is attacked by spinning.
This game could really use some grumblumps, though, don't you think?
Yeah, canaries. Oh, look at that's pretty original. Wait till you see that name.
A bit behind. After the rollies, the octopus.
No.
Oh, the canaries.
No.
The airborne rocks.
Like, oh, the Tomos. These things are very intelligent and attacks by splitting into 3 parts. You know, it's just really important for the player to know that these things, they're really, really smart.
Mm. Oh, the Doms are also very efficient robots.
Yeah. The Skeg. Jet planes.
It's cool they've got the U.S. manual in here.
Yeah. Barcomen. Nothing comes close to the Ben's Bean, though.
Do you think that, like, if we went back to M2 and, like, asked, like, hey, like, what's a Ben's Bean? Like, how many people in that office do you think?
Oh, I'd probably like... It'd probably be a big deal. Oh, look at us. Look at us. It's Wee Wee Jumbo. His name's Wee Wee Jumbo. Wee Wee Jumbo.
Oh, Wee Wee Jumbo. We're 300,000 points.
Yeah. Wee Wee Jumbo. Barbarian, Valda, Squilla. And then there's this guy's, it's Uriah. Yeah.
That's a Jeopardy answer. Wow, I can just really like picture in my head like Alex Trebek going, "What is a Ben's Bean?"
What is Wee Wee Jumbo?
Wow, it looks really weird to see that dragon as like a continuous like snake thing.
It looks like a worm.
Yeah, it's like kind of gross looking actually.
Yeah,
I like it
that
better
mouth.
when it's segmented.
It's got like this mouth and these kind of like these very kind looking eyes. A kind looking eye, at least. Right?
It's kind of gross.
It is.
But like you're right.
It looks kind of like a maggot with a face.
It's like what if the last Guardian was a worm?
Yeah, pretty much.
Trico.
I mean, you can ride in the back of the brave dragon Uriah, but it's like, why don't you just take the dragon all the way to the end? That's the question. Oh yeah, that was one of the things I hated about Master System games, is you always had to put a code in to continue, and it wouldn't always work.
Oh yeah.
See what? Continue. Immediately press button 1 while at the same time keeping the directional button pressed down to the diagonally lower left direction.
Mm.
All right. Only 2 more hours left. Look at we only got halfway
Yeah.
through the 99.
Well,
But
I just yawned, so I gotta go like take a nap in the nearest public restroom. Apparently. So.
oh, that's cool. They has like the Master System BIOS, a screen from the Master System BIOS, the Mark III, right, or the Japanese Master System version. Well, Gaming Blows, you are the reason this stream happened, so remember that.
Yeah. It seems to have a lot of people seem to have enjoyed it somehow.
But as always, thanks to everybody who donated and hung out and stuck around for the long run tonight. And thanks so much, Paul, especially for going crazy with the donations. Thank you.
Crazy.
And I guess we'll be doing an in-person stream next week.
Yeah, I guess
A co-op
that's right.
stream.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Or I think we might have already had some ideas actually.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll do something.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, it might not just be us. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say. But anyways, we will see you next week. So let me know if you guys want to buy some games. You know, I mean, I can send you my updated Genesis list. I mean, I definitely have Genesis fever. Like yesterday, I bought Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine just because kind of wanted to get it. I'm definitely have Genesis fever these days. But I mean, Paul, you still have that final zone? I mean, I'll think about that.
I've got darkened sky fever, I'll tell you that.
Anyways,
Skittles fever.
We'll see you guys later. Everyone have a good Halloween as well.
Indeed.
Yep. All right. Good night, everybody.